Nobles were talking. His Majesty was looking at the Crown Prince in a very particular way today. His Majesty is showing him some tough love. Even if Queen Elise was here to see him, he thought. Did they say Queen Elise? So this must be the world inside the novel she had read. She remembered she was hit by a truck, so that truck must be the reincarnation truck. Goodbye, pathetic past life. The cat she saved before dying must have brought her good luck. She wondered who she had become, an elegant daughter of a royal family, or it would also be cool to be a self-made woman. But what is this? Did my body just levitate? Meow. What? Did that sound come out of my mouth? I could have become the main character or the villain, or at least a sidekick in this story. But a kitten no bigger than a palm of a hand. My hand is covered with fluffy white fur. In the modern world, cats are adored by most people. But if this world is the novel I read, we have a different situation here. In this empire, the emperor found a prophecy was made, and it was said that cursed cats would bring the empire to its demise. The frightened citizens combed through the empire and wiped out the cats. A few centuries later, no cats were to be seen in the empire, with that being the setting of the story. Now I am a cat. In this empire, children are taught at a young age that cats are atrocious animals and should be killed on sight. Will he kill me? Knights came and asked His Majesty what was going on. The prince replied, "Nothing. Let's do some hunting another day." This man is from the imperial family because he possesses red eyes, so he is the crown prince and soon to be the emperor. I am facing the character described as the most berserk tyrant to ever exist. He knows about the prophecy. He will obviously kill me. But this is so not fair. The prince asked, "What is it saying?" "This animal is a cat." She thought he probably only saw cats in drawings. How did he recognize me so quickly? What is he doing? After some time, where is he going? Instead of the garden, where it's out in the open, he wants to kill me elsewhere. The prince spoke. "It looks different than what I have seen in the books. The teeth have not grown past the chin yet. The claws don't look menacing at all, but they got one thing right, masking its wickedness. It has a talent for charming humans. No wonder why people found them cute." Roll over. High five. Bite my finger, she thought. Is he going to use that as the reason to kill me? She can't bite him. The prince spoke. "So strange. It feels like you can understand what I am saying. That would make you the only living thing that does. What should I feed this thing?" She thought. That means he is not killing me any time soon if he is willing to feed me food. She is lucky to be alive like this. He looks to be about 18 or 19 years old, soon after becoming an adult, and the novel takes place while he is on the throne, so that means she is in the prequel half of the novel. Cats could experience stomachaches from drinking milk made for humans. Well, I am going to give it a shot. Wow, it's so warm and delicious. The prince spoke. They are said to be smart and cruel creatures, but this one is quite pitiful and so fragile that I might accidentally break it. How did something like this kill people? She thought. That's what I am trying to say. Suddenly, the prince threw her in his pocket. She thought. I get that he had to put me in the jacket pocket since someone else came in, but he did not have to shove me in like that. Stupid crown prince. Catherine came and spoke. I was told that you enjoyed the dish I made yesterday, so I came to express gratitude for the compliment in person. The cat thought. I remember now. Someone with a soft and delicate voice that insists on preparing food for the prince. The one who would do anything to satisfy her hunger for power, the evil countess. She seduced the emperor and took the seat of the empress. The beginning of her grand scheme was using the black magic potion she used on the emperor and putting it in the prince's food. As the prince gradually becomes intoxicated by the black magic potion, she makes a puppet out of him so she can control him while he is on the throne. The prince spoke. So you are saying only if I eat this, you will stop babbling? Catherine replied. It's just that His Majesty commanded me to make sure you eat your meal. I am just following orders. The cat thought, wait, Prince, you did not pick up this food just now. I cannot let him eat this food. I have no other choice, my secret weapon. Then she started desperate scratches. The prince squeezed her. She thought, you can't stop me. I did not want to resort to this. Don't eat that. It will ruin you. It will make your brain melt. The prince stated, That's enough. My father is not the type to care about my eating habits, and I am not hungry at the moment. After Catherine was gone, the prince spoke. Did you see the scratches? She thought. What do I do? Being a cat already seems strange enough to him. Now that I have scratched up his hand, I am sure he won't spare me anymore. Look, I did not mean to hurt you. I was trying to help. Oh right. He can't understand me. I am dead. Should I have let him eat and plan my escape instead? No, that does not align with my conscience. How can one stand by and watch someone become addicted to such a terrifying thing? In the story, he is already addicted to the dark magic potion, but at this point in time, the addiction is preventable. The prince asked, Were you startled because I shoved you in my pocket? I will let you stay outside, so don't scratch me again. Then I shall resume my meal. She thought, How can I stop him from eating the poisoned food? Hold on a second, now I can scratch it. The prince asked, What are you doing? She thought, Human language, I need it badly. Whatever happens, watch this, prince. I will show you the power of the universal language, body language. The prince spoke. You are saying I should not eat the food. I feel like I am going insane. Can you point to the ones I should avoid? Then she started pointing to all the foods. The prince asked, So why should I avoid all these foods? How should a cat know? But based on your gestures, if I eat it, I will get sick and faint. Is that right, like I will get poisoned? That does not make any sense. Could it be possible because you are a cat and have special abilities? She thought, It's because I am a human inside a cat's body, then how should I live on? No, I must remain helpful. First, I will stick close to the crown prince, who does not seem keen on killing me for now. I will figure out a way to return to being a human. The prince spoke. This thing is funny. Then a voice came. Your Majesty, a command from His Imperial Majesty. He wants to see you in the second library as soon as possible. After some time, she thought, This room is rather dull. It does not feel lived in. She remembered the prince told her, Stay here. You can look around if you get bored, but don't go anywhere else. Then, at night, the prince came and changed his clothes, then took a shower. After that, the prince spoke. You're still here. I am going to sleep now, so you do too. Make sure you stay inside the bed. She thought, What's that smell on the prince? Could it be blood? In the original story, the prince was harshly disciplined by the emperor. Could that be the reason why he had to go see him today? Now, after seeing these things, this smell of blood and cold air, I feel sorry. Is there anything I can do in my position? What can I do to help you? After some time, the prince woke up and thought, Another nightmare, then thought, Who is she? What is happening? It's gone. The Kate that was supposed to be where this woman is now lying here, disappeared. For the first time, I encountered a real cat, which I have only ever seen in drawings. Killing it on the spot may have been the right thing to do, but I could not bring myself to do it for some reason. How was there a cat when cats are supposed to have been killed to extinction? How did it get right into the palace garden? Secondly, despite being an animal, how does it seem like it can understand human language? It protected me from poisoned food. It waited for me to return to this room. It kept me company until I fell asleep. Therefore, this cat, no matter how dangerous of a creature it may be, even if it should be torn apart, I discovered it, and it is mine. If this woman dares to lay hands on what is mine, whoever she may be, I will not forgive her. The prince stated, Wake up right now, but there was no response. Then again, he said, I command you as the prince, open your eyes right this second. Suddenly, a flash occurred, and in the next moment, the cat was sleeping. The prince thought, What in the world is happening? The cat woke up and thought, Why is he waking up a cat in the middle of the night? Plus, doesn't he look super irritated? Did I kick him in my sleep? Did I mess with his wounds? The prince asked, Who are you? She thought, Even if you ask that, as a cat, I can't give you the answer. The prince said, You just now, you definitely. She thought, Why are you not finishing your sentences? What about me? The prince asked. Are you a cat? Like a real cat, she thought. Does he have trust issues? Yes, I am indeed a cat. Is it your first time seeing a cat? Actually, I guess it is his first time. Could it be he is under the influence of the black magic potion that has accumulated in his body over time, or could he be in a state of stress-induced sleep-talking? The prince stated, If you reveal your identity now, I will spare you from severe punishment, she thought. Can't you see I am a cat, and I am cute? Let's move on. The prince asked, What are you doing? She thought the cuteness of a cat did not work. So hurry up and wake up from the evil spell, Your Majesty. The prince spoke. I guess there is no point in interrogating you, she thought. Has he given up? Will he go back to sleep? Why is he tucking me in so tightly? And how? The warmth is making me sleepy. The prince said, How can this happen? Take a look at this so-called cat in front of me. While a cat clearly exists, the empire is still standing. This is completely different from what I have been told. Moreover, I have never read anywhere about cats transforming into humans. A hidden history that deceived the empire. This is my empire, and it will be mine no matter what. So I will stop at nothing to uncover every single hidden mystery that exists. Until then, I shall not let this cat be discovered or taken away, but more than anything, I need to get some clothes for this woman. The next morning, the cat woke up and thought she felt like she had been needing the most sleep since she became a cat. What is this? The prince spoke. I can't have you get me. Don't even think about going anywhere and eat up. She thought. He still smells like blood. The prince asked. What is she doing? The cat thought. What have we got here? The prince is known as the best master of martial arts and swordsmanship in the empire, but these are marks of ruthless violence. Does he not attempt to resist? Why not? The emperor, who was revered for his strength in the original story, is enduring so much abuse in his youth. This is not a good thing. The prince asked, What are you doing? You are upset that I am hurt so much as to warrant both of your paws to be held up. Is that what you are trying to say? That's strange. You act like a person but also seem to think you are a cat. Then he thought, Is she fooling me, or does she not know it herself? The prince stated. Let's go out for now. We have got to buy something. In the next scene, she thought, Now that I am outside, I can feel it more vividly. That this is a world within a novel. After they arrived, shop owners welcomed him to their clothing shop. She thought, He wants to buy clothes. What does he need me for? After that, the prince told them, I will browse alone for a moment, and dismiss the staff. Then he said, Cat, you can come out now. She thought. This is a luxury boutique. Everything looks expensive. The prince asked, Take a pick. Which one do you like? I don't know what women would prefer. She thought. What is the prince trying to do with women's pajamas? The prince told her, It's a gift. She thought. For who? There is only one woman in the prince's life right now. Don't tell me you are gifting this to the countess, when she is the one who poisoned your food. Catherine is such a dazzling beauty, and there are only 3 years of age gap between them. But aren't they supposed to be enemies? She replaced his mother's position in the palace. Don't tell me because she served him meals, he grew fond of her. He has no idea what kind of motives she had when she served him food. The prince asked, Don't buy them, we really need them. Wait, are you being jealous thinking that these are not for you? Then he thought, I guess she really does not know that she turns into a human when she falls asleep. If that's the case, it could be amusing to keep this secret to myself for a while. After some time in the carriage, she thought, What was that? He looks like he is hiding something. What is he thinking about? I can't let my guard down. The prince asked, Do you want some treats? There we go, she thought. Do you want some? The prince spoke, I don't like sweets, you should finish. The cat thought, At this rate, I will really turn into a kitten. I wonder where we are headed next. It doesn't look like we are going back to the palace. The prince spoke, Listen, cat, when we get to our destination, we will be getting something checked out. You will not be getting hurt no matter what, so don't get startled. She thought, I knew it, he is plotting something. What is he plotting now? No, I can't feel so comfortable. It must be because of the treats and pats. I feel sleepy. The prince thought, this is exactly why I covered her with a blanket in advance. Since the time of the previous emperor, magic has been condemned as a sinister force and strictly limited in its usage. As such, the wizards themselves also faced persecution. In order to discover the truth of this strange phenomenon surrounding this cat or this woman, I have to meet up with the wizards in person. Next scene, she woke up and thought, are we here? Judging by the fact I am in the pocket again. I don't know where this is, but we have arrived at our destination. They are now at the estate of Duke Dusan. The Duke welcomed the crown prince. The Duke's son, Herod, asked, forgive me for asking, but does His Majesty at the palace know that you are here? Truth be told, us wizards have been marginalized here, all because the royal family has labeled us as evil forces. I could not even picture what the palace looks like, and out of nowhere we have a visit from His Highness, the Crown Prince. The Duke stated, shut up, Your Highness, my son is still immature and acted disrespectfully. Please show mercy. The prince replied, it does not matter, it's only natural for your son to harbor resentment toward the palace. However, the reason I came here without notice today is because there is something I need you to confirm. The next moment, all of them were shocked. The Duke asked, is that a cat? Why have you brought us such an ominous creature? The prince stated, I don't care that magic is considered to be an adverse force to the palace. Withhold no means or methods and find out about the curse involving this cat. She thought, this guy, I remember him, he is the young and brilliant sorcerer who led a rebellion against the prince, who became the emperor in the latter part of the novel. This story is deviating from what I remember in the original novel, which means I can no longer predict the future from now on. Herod shouted, why on earth would you bring this cursed creature here? Is it that no one from the palace wants to get blood on their hands, so you brought that creature here to be taken care of? Then I will gladly take its life for you. In the next moment, he asked, who gave you permission to pull out this dagger? The Duke spoke, please, Your Highness. Herod said, you are surrounded by sorcerers here. You are surely mistaken if you think that there won't be any consequences for pointing your sword at me. The Duke said, watch your language. Then, Your Royal Highness, please have mercy. He is too young to understand the situation. Please put down your sword. The prince stated, this cat belongs to me. Those who lay hands on what is mine must be punished. However, I will let it go this time. The Duke asked, this cat belongs to you, but the prophecy deemed the cats to be the cause of the empire's downfall. The prince replied, I don't like to beat around the bush. What would be faster, you drawing the magic runes, or the rate at which my fire will spread? She thought, that's the aura, the prince's hidden power, a type of power that only those who have mastered the highest level of swordsmanship possess. The prince using his aura here reveals his secret and could potentially put him in danger. Despite that, he did not hold back from using his aura. The Duke spoke, we accept your command, please retrieve the aura. She thought, this is really happening. The current situation is unfolding differently from the original plot. This is the reality that I must survive. The Duke said, wait, this energy. He can't believe this. This is a power so strong that no one can undo. It's a divine blessing. God is protecting this cat. The interpretation of the prophecy, as we all know well, is that cats are evil and they all deserve death. However, this cat here is not surrounded by a curse but by a divine blessing. This cat and its ancestors were able to survive for generations because God protected them. The Duke asked Herod to check the cat's memories. Herod used his magic, and after some time, he spoke, it's quite strange. There is nothing. The only human that exists in this cat's memory is you, Your Royal Highness. The prince spoke, and that means it's lost all previous memories. Then he asked, can you find out more about the divine blessing? The Duke replied, it seems like I can't find out more using magic. The divine power within the cat is blocking magic. As the Crown Prince, I am here to make you an official offer. This is a contract. Take your time and review it. Both of them were shocked. This is the sun emblem of the empire, they said, and asked, why did you choose us? The prince replied, The Dusons were the only family with virtue who has never submitted to the royal family for centuries. I need people that will not submit to the royal family. And that is why I will make you an offer that will be beneficial to you as well. I will reinstate the academy. The Duke spoke. Your Highness, this may very well end up putting you in danger. The prince replied. I will take care of all that. I just ask you to focus on training the wizards. As you all may know, the empire is barely being held together, and now there seem to be hidden secrets such as this cat. It will be very difficult to set everything right, but I have already made up my mind. If you put your trust in me, I promise it will bring success and glory to the wizards. The Duke spoke. A contract for a wizard is akin to giving up their life. The wizard can wield power only when serving their master through the contract. And the more powerful the magic, the more they will lose their sense of self, meaning absolute surrender of their power to their master. The prince told them he just wanted to find the truth. Why does what we see here not align with the prophecy? What are the secrets behind the prophecy? The Duke replied, I, Valen Duson, will dedicate my life to everything you command. From now on, you are our master. The prince said, Herod, I give you my first command, enchant them so they fit the size of the wearer. Herod used his power and then spoke, it's all done. Then, at night, the prince spoke, Cat, come here, put this on. She thought, human clothes, he is giving this to a cat to sleep in. No way, it looks uncomfortable. It's so nice to crawl into the cool sheets without wearing anything and fall asleep. He is asking me to give that up. There is no way I will give up one of the few perks of being a cat. Protect the freedom of animals, ensure our rights to sleep comfortably. The prince stated, you hate it that much, so you will never wear it. Well, don't regret it later. After some time, the prince thought, look, I told you to put it on. After some days, she thought, ever since the prince turned 19, he had taken a dangerous amount of black magic potion. Going by the original plot, by this time he would be exhausted, in immense pain, and have a super dark aura about him. But why does he look so lively and healthy? Suddenly, a white eagle came. The prince spoke, so he has arrived. Then he thought, no luck today. At least I got a letter saying she can't see me. That's better than being left in the dark. After death, the prince told her, this eagle is tamed by my mother. I am going to see His Majesty, so she will rest in this room. In the next scene, the emperor stated, it did not budge when it was whipped, but with the gun, it's finally down. Quite an entertainment to play with the prey like this. The prince spoke, I have had enough of this, take it away and rest it in the Great Plains. After that, Leno, the chief of staff, came and whispered something to the emperor. Suddenly, the emperor asked, I hear that wizards are roaming about everywhere. Can you explain this? The prince thought, they have noticed the change in the movements of the wizards. This chief of staff is individually working with Catherine. Shall he shake them up a bit? And spoke, that's because I summoned the wizards. Then he thought, he did not expect me to come forth like that. He continued, I judge that it's necessary to keep them close and observe them. Except for the nobles, most citizens seek the wizards whenever they are troubled with disease or other minor issues. I want to use the wizards, who are trusted by many citizens, and have the palace take over the loyalty and power they possess. All for you, Your Majesty. The emperor spoke, that's right. You have got your father's back now. How commendable. Don't you agree? Chief, Leno replied, absolutely. His Highness's love for Your Majesty runs deep. Catherine came and asked, we have got many guests. I thought you were busy with the masquerade preparations. The emperor asked, anyway, how are the preparations for the masquerade going? Catherine replied, if only Her Majesty the Empress were here, she would have taken care of it excellently. The emperor stated, even bringing up someone who cares more about their rehab than official affairs, you alone are enough. Catherine asked, what do you think? Do you think the same? The prince replied, without a doubt, I too have great expectations of your work. Then he thought, all these annoying people in the palace, should I kill them all now? No, not yet. It's too generous to kill them all so swiftly. I will suffocate them gradually and make them beg me to end their lives. Then at night, the prince came into the room. She thought, did something happen at the party? Did the countess poison the food again? Side effects of the black magic potion include intense pain and vomiting. The food at the party must be poisoned. In the original novel, the prince started to show signs of black magic the year he turned 19. The prince is that age right now. This is the most painful time for him, painful enough to kill his own father and overthrow the throne. It's not fair. He is so young. How did the prince endure this type of pain without anyone noticing? No, it's not that he is good at hiding it. It's because no one in the palace is protecting him. All the while, the prince protects me when I am vulnerable. He is the only human that does so. So now, prince, I will be there for you. I will do what I can do. First, I need to cool down the fever. I am so tired. But this should do it. His fever should cool down. I want to sleep in the warm blankets too, but the pillows the prince put together for me, I scattered them running around, and I don't have a way to get on the bed. I am out of options. I will put on this cat pajama at least, a cat in a chemise. If you saw this, you would have laughed. In the morning, the prince thought, what is this wet thing on my forehead? This is a chemise drenched in water. Could it be? Did she fall asleep after taking care of me? It seems like you are the only one who has my back in this hellish place. Are you trying to catch a cold sleeping on the floor and make me take care of you? Well, shall I reward you for being good? Reinette means a small queen, at least in here. You order me around like a queen, so I will give you that name. After some time, she thought, I am in bed. How long was I out for? The prince asked, how did you sleep? Reinette, she thought. Reinette. The prince told her, that's your name from now on. She thought, my name, come to think of it, I did not have a name in this world, a name that the prince gave me. Then she asked if he was feeling okay. The prince replied, I am fine now thanks to some cat who took care of me. So, as thanks, I give you a name. Reinette thought, glad to hear you are doing better. The prince stated, to show gratitude, I want to tell you something, to tell you the truth. Reinette, you turn into a human when you fall asleep while you are naked. Reinette shouted, naked. After some time, the prince asked, so you are not going to look at me anymore? Reinette thought, of course not, obviously, since he has seen me naked. The prince tried to pat her and said, I will explain why I did not tell you sooner. Reinette scratched his finger, then thought, that was a reflex. The prince stated, okay, get some rest and feel better, I am going out for work. Reinette thought, is he mad because I scratched him? The prince thought, while being on full guard, the most she can do is make small cuts on the skin. Then he said, be good while I am gone. After that, Reinette thought, I wonder when the prince will be back. What happened just now was my bad. I am going to apologize when he gets back. Suddenly, she heard voices saying, hurry up, now find anything that could lead to trouble. Reinette thought, that door, who is entering the prince's room at this time without prior notice? Catherine said, they don't have much time, judging by the prince's personality, he won't talk for long with the ambassador. Reinette thought, I know the emperor favors her, but is she allowed to break into the prince's room and dig around? Then she heard their voices saying, it was reported he visited the boutique, so there has got to be something related to a woman in here. Reinette thought, the one he bought the chemises from. One of the lady asked how would it be a concern that His Majesty is seeing a woman. Catherine stated, did I give you permission to think? All you have to do is do as I say. So why are you eating away at our precious time and going against my order? Do you think the woman he is seeing has a noble background? If she were a noble, he would have met up with her in the palace, but he met her at a boutique in town. That means she is from a class that he can't be seen with in public. After some time, a maid told her, nothing special came up. Catherine shouted, are you freaking serious? That's because you are not looking thoroughly enough. Another maid came and said she thought no one was here. She just came here to clean His Highness's room. Catherine asked, you would enter the room without permission just to clean it? The maid replied, he said I can do that when the door is open. I am telling the truth. Please believe me. Then a lady whispered something, and Catherine stated, "All right, let's get out of here for now, and I will remember your face." Reinette thought, so they are finally gone, that poor maid. I just have to wait until she is gone. She scared me. She came this way all of a sudden. What? Did she see me? No way. She noticed me. She shoved her hand under the bed. She knows I am here. No, there is no way. We did not make eye contact. Why is she doing this? She did not come here to clean. Any closer and she will get me. The prince said, "What are you doing here?" "I left the door locked," the maid replied. "It was open when I got here." The prince spoke, "That's enough. Leave now." After that, the prince asked, "Are you okay? You did not get hurt?" "I double-checked the lock before leaving, but she said it was left open. I am sure it was the countess who unlocked it." Reinette thought, "How did you know that?" The prince continued, "I ran into her on the way. She turned so pale." Reinette thought, "My scratch from the morning left a mark. I broke his skin, but he still rescued me from danger. What a light." The prince said, "They are connecting me already. Don't you want to know more about your condition?" In the next scene, the maid thought, "What is that? Has this always been here in the palace garden? Why is it so quiet around here today? It almost feels strange how silent it is. It's like it's not the real world." The duke asked, "How did you get in here?" "I created this space with magic. Only the master and I can enter this space." "It looks like you were on a search for something." The maid replied, "No, it's not true. I am just lost. That's all. That's how I got here." The duke asked, "Is that right? Or could it be that you are looking for a cat?" The maid said, "I don't know what you are talking about." The duke stated, "You would be better off telling the truth. My master does not like to waste time waiting around." The prince came and stated, "I thought you looked familiar. You are the maid that rummaged through my room earlier. What is your name? And I guess you did not find what you were looking for in my room." The maid replied that her name was Irena, and she really only went in there to clean the room. The prince stated, "Look, can't you see you are wasting both of our time by telling obvious lies? Answer me, who are you working for?" Irena replied, "I swear I am not a spy or anything close to that. There is nothing I can tell you." The prince stated, "It seems like you have misunderstood. This is not a polite request. This is a command." Reinette thought, "What do I do?" The prince looks super angry. At this rate, that maid will be killed. The prince spoke, "There is no point in prolonging this," Reinette thought. He took the sword out. "No, I can't let him become a merciless tyrant." In the next moment, Reinette thought she got it. The prince asked, "Why did you do this?" The duke asked, "Your Highness, why did you bring the cat with you? What if you get caught?" Reinette thought, "Is she not afraid of me? It must be her first time seeing a cat." Suddenly, Irena jumped toward her. Reinette thought, "She is gonna get me." Irena spoke, "You are alive, my baby." Then she remembered and told them that some days ago Irena had told her, "Okay, sweetie, if anyone comes nearby, stay hidden. If they try to catch you, run away. You will be a good girl until I come back. Right, mommy will be back." But when she came back, Irena spoke, "Baby, where are you?" She usually runs out when I call her. "Where are you, baby?" But she was gone. My baby was gone. The prince spoke, "So that must be when I found and picked up the cat." Irena replied, "That appears to be the case. I thought I had lost my baby without any hope. I had no idea she had lost her memories and had been with you the whole time. She must have been scared, especially without any memories, my baby," and the prince spared both of our lives. "I don't know how I could ever repay you." The prince asked, "If you are her mother, does that mean you are a cat too?" Irena replied, "Yes, that is correct." The prince continued, "Then you can repay me by answering a few questions for me. Are there any other cats besides you two?" Irena replied, "No." Since the prophecy was received, the policy for exterminating cats was implemented. At that point, even the wizards came after us. All other cats were killed at that time. Since the incident, where cats were believed to have killed children and offered them to the demon as a sacrifice, cats were regarded as evil creatures. Reinette thought, "What is this? It's only a story I am hearing, yet I feel strangely sad and guilty. I feel sick. It's like I have seen it before. This sadness, this feeling of guilt, who do they belong to? The prince spoke. Reinette, what's wrong? Are you okay? Irena asked. Did you give the name Reinette to her? The prince replied. Yes, now that you mention it. What is her real name? I am assuming you already had a name for her. Irena replied. She has not been named yet. The prince asked. Why is that? Irena replied. Well, it's because we are under a curse. Our curse is that we turn into cats, and on the night when the red moon rises, we conceive a child. It's told that this is the punishment we must bear. The prince asked, punishment for what? Irena replied, I don't know the details of that. The duke spoke. The red moon is observed once every 70 years. The last time it rose was 18 years ago on the imperial calendar, Irena stated. 10 months after that, my baby was born. I am 89 years old now. Reinette thought, what? How does she look so young for her age? Does that mean I won't age either, and I will conceive a child on the night of the red moon? Irena continued, this child will fully mature 1 year from now, which also means I have only got 1 more year to live on this earth. We are born just like humans, we grow up the same as humans, but once we reach the age of 20, our appearance remains the same, and we live the rest of our 90 years of life that way. The prince asked, I understand how your life cycle works, but what does that have to do with the fact that you have not named Reinette yet? Irena replied, something unexpected came up. We have the appearance of humans when we are awake and turn into cats when we fall asleep. However, only this child here has a different curse than the rest of us. Reinette thought, why is it the opposite for me? Irena continued, so I wanted to name her after resolving this issue, but I never found a single clue about it and did not get to name her. The prince spoke, so nothing like this has ever happened before. Is there anything you can think of? Irena replied, not that I have ever found out. However, I believe there is a place that might have the information we are looking for. The prince asked, where is that? Irena spoke, so the place is. Reinette thought, could Irena be nervous, having to tell her and her daughter's secret to the crown prince? Look, Irena, I trust you. Irena stated, Your Highness, please take me to the palace archives. I understand the entry to the archives is restricted, but that's the best place I can think of that may give us any clue. The prince asked, can you teleport everyone here? The duke replied, it's possible. However, Your Highness, if we were to get caught. The prince spoke, I will take care of it. Irena said, thank you. Your Highness, the prince stated, I am doing this as I am seeking the truth. You don't have to thank me. Anyway, what is your plan from now on? You found your daughter. Reinette thought, I see. Since I have found my real family, I would have to say goodbye to the prince. Irena replied, about that, I have a favor to ask. Could you please keep this child until we get to the royal archives? As you know, I am a lowly maid. It is difficult for me to hide this baby. She would be much safer with you, just as she was this whole time. The prince spoke, I see. All right then. I will take care of Reinette tonight. We will head to the royal archives at dawn, Irena said. I don't know how I will ever be able to repay you. Thank you so much. Reinette thought, is the prince okay about parting ways with me? Then at night, Reinette thought, this is it. It's the last time that I will see this room. The prince came and asked, you stayed up waiting for me. Reinette thought, pull your clothes together. The prince spoke, what is wrong? Reinette, would you like to sleep together tonight? I will let you wear the chemise, of course. After some time, the prince asked, are you asleep? You do realize you turn into a human when you are asleep. Since I have shared the bed with you, it was nice not to have any nightmares. I know I am late in saying this, but it was wonderful having you. Reinette thought, I feel the same. Thank you for being by my side. I definitely don't want to say goodbye. The next morning, the prince said, you are late. The duke replied, I apologize. I had to evade the guards. Did you not bring the cat with you? The prince responded, she is right here. She is really shy. Reinette thought, There is no way he will talk about what happened last night. Irena came in, and the prince said, "Everyone is here at last. Let's get going. It won't be an easy trip." The next moment, the prince asked, "We are here already. How can the security at the royal palace be so vulnerable?" Herod replied, "The thing is, the security spells have quite a few loopholes." The prince stated, "I will have to fix this when I become the emperor. I guess it's a good thing we got in anyhow. Let's begin this search and find any information we can about cats." Reinette thought, "There are so many books here, wouldn't it take too long to sift through every book?" Irena said, "At this point, anything would help." She picked up a book. The Duke said, "Wait, I sense a strange energy coming from that book," the prince stated. "The content does not appear all that special. Is this a prophecy? One who stole precious lives, past 8 darknesses, shall greet the 9th night." Irena said, "Your Highness, this is the book I was looking for. It is the same prophecy as the one I have heard. My mother told me that I am the 8th child. If the prophecy is what I think it is, the 9th child refers to my baby." Reinette thought, "I am the 9th child in the prophecy. Wait, let me see this straight. Let's double-check the prophecy. Maybe there is more information in here." Suddenly, light bloomed from the book. Reinette heard a voice. "My child, do you hear my voice?" The prince asked, "Who are you?" The voice said, "This is a space inside the book, child of the 9th night. I instilled my power within this book so I could tell you my story in the future." Reinette thought, "The future, did this and this to me from the past." The voice said, "We have been waiting for you, the one destined to save the empire." Reinette thought, "But they said that cats will destroy the empire. On top of that, I have a reversed curse." The voice said, "Your unique constitution is evidence you are the child of the 9th. I ask you to find the original copy of the prophecy I have damaged. You are protected by divine blessings. You will be able to set things right. I hope that you find your original text and break free from the shackles of sin and suffering. If you meet my descendant, will you help them see the future? Farewell, and I wish you the best of luck." The prince said, "Are you all right? It's good to see you are okay. I was worried because you were out for a long time." The Duke asked, "Your Highness, you both passed out at the same time." The prince replied, "I will explain everything now." After telling the whole story, Herod stated, "That is something only a high priest can do. Based on what you have told us, a name does ring a bell." The original scroll of the prophecy was damaged 1 week after its creation, and there was a priest who died protecting this scroll. His name was Fabian Nellas. It must be him. The prince stated, "Then it's decided. We will find Fabian's descendants. Wherever he is, whoever he is, we will find him no matter what." A few days have passed since then, the prince said. "Thanks to the Duke, we found him soon enough. We are almost at the meetup spot. What is wrong?" Reinette thought, "Do you really need me to answer that?" The prince said, "Come on. It's dangerous for you outside as you are a cat. It's pertinent that you dress up as a pet rabbit." Reinette thought, "Don't you think it's unfair that the humiliation is mine and mine only?" In the next scene, the prince asked, "Didn't you say he is 16 years old? Are you sure he is here? It reeks of booze." The Duke replied, "That is the case, Your Highness." Suddenly, the boy asked, "Give me the money." A person said, "Get lost, you idiot." The boy said, "You promised me 10 kellings. I did what you told me to do. Now pay me." The prince asked, "Is that him?" Herod replied, "Yes, Your Highness, there is only one descendant alive, and that's him." The person tried to slap the boy. The prince stated, "I will give you 100 kellings. If 10 kellings gives you the right to punch someone, for 100 kellings I should be able to break your neck. What do you think? If you hurt anyone again, then I will have you search for your own head rolling on the ground." After some time, the prince spoke. "Slow down. Senua Nellas." Senua asked, "What? Who is that?" "Call me Jack." The prince asked, "Jack, is that a name you gave yourself?" Senua replied, "Sure is." "What is it to you?" Reinette thought, "So that boy is the descendant of Fabian." Senua asked, "So what do you want? You helped me out and bought me food. I never make deals without giving something in return." so that's why I will help you if you tell me what it is that you want. Herod asked, "Do you know about the child whose day and night are reversed?" Senua said, "A kid who roams around at night instead of sleeping." There was silence in the room. The prince asked, "Do you possess any heirlooms? Any special stories your parents told you?" Senua replied, "No, there are none." The prince stated, "So he knows nothing. That's enough. We shall get going." Herod, erase Senua's memories. Duke, search for another Nella's descendant. I will make sure you get paid enough to live comfortably. So don't worry. After all, your family has sacrificed for the empire. Senua asked, "Wait, I don't want that kind of money. I said I only do fair trades. What gives you the right to erase my memory?" Reinette thought, is it safe to say if he has not inherited anything? There are no clues either. Fabian predicted Senua's existence, something that only the Nella's descendants can have. It could be the family itself, could it be? Then she started running toward him. Senua asked, "What is that? A rabbit?" "No, a cat." Reinette jumped at him and thought, the Nella's bloodline itself. The next moment, Senua asked, "What are you? You are a human now." The prince spoke. "Don't get too close to him," Senua said. "No way. The cat turned into a human. How does this make any sense? Why is everyone so calm?" The Duke asked, "How did you figure it out?" Reinette replied, "There is one thing that can't break or get stolen no matter how much time goes by, and that's people." Senua asked, "So you became human because of me? If that's the case, then you should compensate me handsomely." After some time, Reinette asked, "Why are Senua and Herod in the room?" The prince replied, "I locked them in there because they were being too loud. Anyway, why did you bite the cheek, of all places?" Reinette replied, "That's all I saw at the time, Your Grace." The prince asked, "Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?" Reinette replied, "Well, when I am human, I should abide by the class rules. You are the crown prince, and I am." The prince spoke, "You mean the rules of social class?" Reinette asked, "Is someone screaming? That was loud." "Has something gone wrong?" Rim stated. "Hold on, Reinette, hold still. Did you forget that you are not wearing shoes?" After that, Herod shouted, "Your Highness, please save me. I would rather roll around in a pigsty than be in the same space as that despicable man." Senua asked, "What? You are terrified of a little mouse, and you are calling me despicable? Forget a pigsty, rot in a rat hole instead." Reinette thought, the mice started moving all at once. Did Senua make them do that? After some time, the prince spoke, "This is it, a total mess. We lost a lot of time driving the mice out." Senua replied, "Well, that guy started first." Reinette thought, if my guess is correct, Senua has the ability to control animals. Then she spoke, "Let's bring Senua with us. You have a special ability. Do you know your family lineage that produced outstanding priests for generations, and even sacrificed their lives to save the empire? You are born from that Nella's family." Senua asked, "So what? I didn't do any of that," Reinette told him. "Perhaps you have even greater power than that. Aren't you curious about your abilities? You are the only one who can help me, and you may be able to help other people too." Senua asked, "If I turn out to be useless, you can't take your words back." "Okay," Reinette replied. "Of course not. Thank you so much." Senua spoke, "Really? After going through the trouble of giving myself a new name." Suddenly, Reinette thought, "What is this? An earthquake?" My vision just wobbled. Was Senua's face this big? Wait, did I turn into a cat again? The prince asked, "Why did she become a cat again?" The Duke replied, "About that, this is just speculation, but it seems like it could be caused by the sudden depletion of Senua's power. In that case, we have to wait for him to recover to verify. There is not much you can do at this very moment." The prince spoke, "I think it's best that Senua stays at the county with you. Let me know when his powers are restored. For now, we will return to the palace." Next scene, Irena thought, "His Highness has returned. I wonder if he has resolved Reinette's curse." A maid came and told her, "They have summoned you to the reception room." Irena asked, "Summoned me? Who did?" The maid replied, "It's the countess." On the other hand, the prince spoke, I am back on the grind as I am back. So, how are you feeling? Reinette thought. I am okay. The prince told her, I will be back soon, you get some rest. Irena came and spoke, Your Highness, apologies for the sudden intrusion. I have got to tell you something. After some time, the prince thought, that woman finally got a hold of Irena. She tried to make her work as her spy. It's bad enough that I can't trust anyone in this palace. This place is exhausting. Well, I suppose there is one person I can trust. Reinette spoke, You are back, the prince told her, let's go for a walk together. Scene change. The prince asked, What do you think? Do you like it? Reinette thought. The spruce emitting bluish silver light and the lake shimmering under the moonlight are so beautiful. The landscape, cold yet gentle, reminds her of Prince Killian. The prince stated, By the way, I have got something for you. It's a letter from Irena. Your mother, Irena, left to stay at the county. She did not have the chance to say goodbye, so she asked me to give this letter to you. She was so worried about you the whole time on the way there. Reinette thought, could the prince be thinking about the letter from his own mother? He looks so sad. The prince spoke, You have a knack for figuring out a way to comfort me. Perhaps the reason why I stopped having nightmares is because you have some sort of special powers, Reinette thought. What is he saying? Suddenly gaining such abilities seems unlikely. Suddenly, she thought, what is he doing? When asked, Look over here. I want you to see it with your own eyes, Reinette thought. The scars he used to have on his body are now gone. The prince spoke, Don't stare too hard. Anyway, so I noticed this phenomenon ever since I started sleeping alongside you. Well, to be exact, it's ever since we have spent time together. Well, this is just my speculation. It may as well just be a coincidence. But even if it's not for that, you are still very special to me. Reinette thought, Why is it so comforting to hear you say that? Even when I am just an ordinary being, I am still special to you. After some time, the maid spoke, Your Highness, you have made it. The prince asked, What do you need from me at this hour? They replied, Well, there is a thing. After that, the prince spoke. They said these cookies are from the countess. Reinette thought, Don't eat these, the prince said. So there is something weird in it after all. Reinette thought, Countess, she put the dark magic potion in these cookies too, the prince stated. Do you remember what I said earlier, how I think you have special powers? Let's eat one to test it out. We'll see if I get nightmares or not. Reinette thought, Why would you eat that? Later that night, Reinette thought, That's a relief. It does not seem like he is having nightmares. I hope this persists for the rest of the night. Suddenly, Reinette thought, Is this a dagger? Why is it in my hand? People are shouting, Murderer! You killed! You are cursed! A child born to destroy the empire! You killed them all! Reinette woke up and thought, A dream, wait, it does not look like he is having any bad dreams. Could it be possible I dreamt the prince's nightmares for him? That means the prince has been having these terrible dreams the whole time, pushing one to the edge and ensnaring them in anxiety. The dark magic potion knows exactly how to torment its victim. The entity that will destroy the empire toyed with my fear that I could actually be such an entity. I refuse to believe it, but I can't help but wonder sometimes. However, if I do actually possess the power to take his nightmares away, why is it only now taking effect? The next morning, the prince asked, Are you sure you are okay? Tell me the truth. You did not sleep well, did you? Reinette thought. What? That's not true. The prince again asked. Then what is it? You keep dozing off. Reinette thought. Look. It's because of the sunlight. The prince spoke. The weather is your excuse. Reinette thought. I am telling the truth. I am weirdly sleepy. I feel dizzy. And it's hard to breathe. The prince spoke. Reinette. Is she all right? Reinette thought. She feels weak. The next moment, Reinette changed appearance. Reinette thought, I am human again. Wait, I don't have any clothes on, the prince stated. Put this on for now. I will stay turned around, Reinette replied. Thank you. You may turn around now, the prince spoke. I need to check if I got any letters from Duke, Reinette asked. Did he predict something like this would happen? The prince replied. No, but in case something does happen, we have installed a magic rune inside the top drawer for direct communication. They just sent us one. It says Senua just used his powers. It seems there is indeed a connection between his powers and your transformation. Do you by any chance? What? Where did she go? Oh, she is just asleep. Wait, if she is asleep, why is she still a cat? After that, the prince read the letter in which the Duke wrote, Your Highness, we speculate that the use of power attributed to the sudden onset of side effects. The prince thought, sure, that's possible. However, it could also be because Reinette is affected by the dark magic potion instead of me. Then the prince wrote that he would appreciate it if they looked more into this, as it could have been caused by the dark magic potion. The reply came, and the Duke said, I have been frequently to the palace lately. It may seem suspicious to His Majesty. The prince wrote to him, If it's difficult for you to come to the palace, then I will go to you myself. After that, the prince thought, could it be because I dreamt too big? Anything near me that has life seems to leave me. The countess asked, Where are you going this late at night? Also, the emperor asked, Are you on your way out? The prince replied, Yes, I am heading to Claude Town. What is in those sacks, if I may ask? The emperor replied, That's a baby fox that I hunted. Catherine got so scared when it popped out in the Empress garden. Never mind, it could have been an opportunity for me to tear it apart with my bare hands. The prince asked, The sack looks rather large for a baby fox. The emperor stated, What do you know? The mother came running when I tried to kill the kit. Then all the other kits crawled out following their mother. The foolish creature ended up getting its kits killed by trying to fight back. The prince thought, Disgusting human beings, they locked my mother up in the corner of the palace, and now they mock me like this. Then he asked, Was it a satisfying hunt? The emperor replied, Calling it a hunt is silly. It was worth a brief entertainment for the night. The prince spoke, Then I shall be the one to prepare you brief entertainment next time. I shall coordinate a hunt unlike any you have experienced before, if you would allow me. The emperor replied, Sure, I look forward to it. The countess also spoke, I do too. I look forward to it very much. After some time, the prince thought, I will not lose anything that is mine. Anyone who challenges that, I will kill them all. On the other hand, the countess thought, so different from what he said. He was heading to Claude Town so late at night. He has quite a vulgar taste, a woman of lowly status, remarkably beautiful, a maid who vanished into thin air. If it's the prince who hid her so she can't be found, everything makes sense. Then the countess spoke, Your Majesty, there is something I would like to have. The emperor asked, What is it? Say the word, and it's yours. The countess thought, Poor thing does not realize, when you hide something you cherish like that, it makes me want to find it and take it. The countess stated, Give me the hide of the baby fox. Next scene, the Duke said, Herod will bring Senua to us soon. Please wait here for a moment. Your Highness, will you take Miss Reinette back if she wakes up? The prince asked, Why do you ask? The Duke spoke, We have been fortunate enough to bring her as a cat here thus far. But what will happen from now on is rather unpredictable. If she were in human form while she was asleep, it would have been much more complicated to bring her here. You must consider whether it is the right thing to keep her at the palace. The current setup is dangerous, both for your Highness and for Miss Reinette. The prince stated, No, Reinette will continue to stay with me. Senua came and said, I mean, how should I know how to wake up a cat? Suddenly, he saw the prince and asked, Your Highness, have you been up all night? The prince stated, Awake, Reinette. Senua thought, I wish they would at least give me some instructions. All I can try is pour my power onto her. The prince spoke, Herod, can you try to read Reinette's memories? I need to check something. Herod replied, Well then, please excuse me for a moment. Herod thought, What is this happening? What on earth is this? The Duke asked, What did you see? Herod spoke, Everyone was dead. This woman killed them all, and at the end. The prince stated, She killed me. Herod asked, How did you know? The prince replied, Because it's the same plot of a dream as the one I used to have every night up until I met Reinette. she is dreaming the nightmares in place for me. In her dream, Reinette heard a person ask, "Did you have a nightmare?" Reinette asked, "How did you know I had a nightmare?" The person spoke, "That's because you are still in it." Reinette thought, "No," and heard voices, "It's your fault. You killed them. You are the downfall. Everything is because of you. Pick up the dagger, take it and stab your heart. Then all the pain will go away. End it with your own hands." Reinette spoke, "Okay. Then I will find comfort." She saw the prince speak, "It's time to wake up." Reinette opened her eyes. The prince asked, "Can you see me?" Suddenly, she felt suffocating. The prince asked, "What is wrong?" Reinette thought she couldn't breathe. The prince asked, "Is it hard to breathe? Is that what it is? Look this way, it's okay." Reinette thought, "This is the prince, his breath is flowing in me." The duke asked, "Your Highness, is the lady doing all right? I think some sleep would benefit you." The prince replied, "I have a plan. I am going to bring Reinette forth to the world." After that, the prince asked, "Is Reinette still asleep?" Irena replied, "Yes, she has been asleep the whole time you've been gone. I finally remember what I wanted to tell her." The prince asked, "What is it?" Irena replied, "It is a story about the bleeding tree that has been passed down through our family. I was hoping that it could be a clue to breaking the curse." The prince said, "Is that so? I will tell Reinette about it when she wakes up. I will take care of her from now on so you can get some rest." After some time, Reinette woke up. The prince said, "I was worried. No fever. I was concerned because your cheeks were red." Reinette replied, "I am fine." The prince asked, "Are you sure? Don't push yourself too hard. By the way, Irena wanted me to tell you something. It's about the bleeding tree. She said she doesn't remember the details, and while you were asleep, we looked into the dark magic potion." Suddenly, Senua burst into the room. He said, "What took you so long to wake up? Do you have any idea how hard it was for me this whole time? I practiced controlling my powers a lot. See, you are in human form now. You're awake, all thanks to me." Reinette replied, "Thank you. How are you feeling? Did you get a dizzy spell the last time you used your powers?" Senua said, "That's not true. You are not in a position to worry about me." The prince stated, "Get out." In the next moment, Senua thought, "What the hell?" The next scene, it is a potion that manifests fears in the form of nightmares. If the countess made the potion herself, wouldn't that mean she has magical powers? The prince replied, "If that were the case, the Royal Bureau of Magic Regulations would have kept track of her." Reinette told them, "The countess does not have any magical powers. There was a time when she snuck into the prince's bedroom. She was set on digging up any negative information about him. If she had powers, the enchantments on my garments would have detected them. However, she was not able to find anything." The duke said, "If that is the case, she must have obtained the potion from someone else. Could it be Macmillan, since he has good relations with the countess?" The prince replied, "He is merely a parasite of political power. He doesn't have what it takes to be involved in something so bold." Reinette asked, "Then is there anyone else who would help the countess?" The prince replied, "In order to figure that out, we will need the guest list of the royal masquerade ball, since that is when the countess began to stand out. The thing is, the countess manages the list now, which is because whoever coordinates the masquerade ball takes on the role of managing the list." The duke asked, "Haven't the Hamiltons been taking care of that?" The prince replied, "Interestingly enough, the reason why the countess ended up taking over the role is because the Hamiltons disappeared overnight." After some time, Reinette thought, when the Viscount Hamilton couple went missing, the countess took over the inner workings of the royal palace. Her tyranny became increasingly blatant and audacious. I never knew that the corruption ran so deep in the palace. The prince came in and said her name. Reinette asked, "When did you get here?" The prince replied, "You didn't respond to the knocks. It looks like you were so deep in thought that you didn't even notice someone opening the door." Reinette asked, "Are you here to scorn me for being careless?" The prince replied, "Of course not. What were you thinking about?" Reinette replied, "About what we were talking about earlier. It seems like it will be difficult to get a hold of the list from the countess. I've got a feeling whoever is helping her is even more sinister than she is. I don't know if we will be able to find the Hamiltons. I wonder if they are even alive. The prince asked, did you know wizards are able to track down anyone else who also uses magic? Reinette also asked, you mean it will be easy to find the Hamiltons? That's great. Then she thought, it's too close. The truth is, ever since I regained consciousness, the memories have been slowly coming back. Then she asked, by the way, what brought you here in the first place? The prince replied, before I leave, I need to tell you something. You will stay here for a while. Reinette thought, what? Then she asked, me alone? Is it because I became human, since my form is no longer easy to hide? Reinette thought, hearing that I will be left behind is making me feel so anxious. The prince told her, that's not why. This is not a problem at all. Your form is not the issue. It's because there is something you need to do here for the next 15 days. Valvon will explain everything, so don't worry. Reinette said, I hope the 15 days fly by quickly. Then she thought, I didn't realize until now, because we have always been together, that I have an unconditional trust in him. The prince asked, you think 15 days will pass by quickly? Reinette replied, about 2 weeks. That's not too long, don't you think? The prince said, I see how it is. Then he thought, it feels like such a long time to me. After some time, Reinette asked, the masquerade ball, I have to attend in human form. The prince replied, Senua's power is not perfect, but you are able to remain human as long as he is awake. It's time to stop hiding in the shadows. Reinette asked, even so, attending the masquerade ball seems too. The prince interrupted, Duke Brynhilde will help us out, even though it's one of the very few duchies that exist in the empire. They rarely set foot outside of their own estate. The duke is married, but he has not had a child, so you will be introduced as their daughter. Reinette asked, what if someone grows suspicious of me? The prince told her, Reinette Brynhilde. That is your name from now on. You can do this. Next scene. The prince said, she could fall off, that's dangerous. The duke told him, why don't you wave back? She's waving pretty hard. The prince replied, no thanks, it's fine. For the lady waving her hands from the balcony, 15 days is a short time, apparently. After that, the prince said, once you find any clues about the Hamiltons, report back to me immediately, and as for the coachman driving this carriage. The duke replied, Herod has taken care of the coachman's memories. The prince thought, the Huppert Empire prohibits dark magic. I believed for a long time that everything related to dark magic had been completely eradicated. Then he asked, if you were searching for information about dark magic that is undisclosed to the public, where would you go to find that information? The duke replied, in that case, I would check the royal archives. The prince told him, the countess requested permission to access the royal archives. My father granted her the permission, of course. According to Reinette, the countess does not possess any magical powers, so, in order to use dark magic, she must possess a magical object. On the other hand, the countess thought, the royal archives, the answer is in the royal archives. Where is the damn thing? There are so many books to look through. This ring creeps me out every time, with human blood inside the gem and all. Fabian Nellas. Who the hell is that, anyway? Suddenly, she felt pain and said, okay, I'll keep looking for it. A servant came in and asked, is everything all right? I received word that His Majesty is looking for you. The countess thought, that annoying old fart. Then she said, my goodness, His Majesty can't bear to be separated even for a moment. The countess thought, I don't know what this book is all about, but finding it won't be that hard. Once the whole palace falls into my hands, combing through a library will be a piece of cake. Next scene. A lady spoke, good morning, we are having corn soup again, of course, it's your favorite. Reinette thought, I didn't mean that I wanted to eat corn soup every single day. I wonder if the prince is eating well. I hope he hasn't had anything with dark magic potion again. If only he would reply to my letters, I wouldn't have to worry like this. I've been waiting, but he hasn't sent one letter. It's even more concerning because he said it's difficult to detect magic potion in food. I hope he's not starving. Senua asked, why are you sniffing around? Do I smell bad? Herod told him, wash yourself. Senua replied, I showered yesterday. Herod said, I told you to shower every day. You're gross. Reinette thought, I should focus on my work anyway. The reason why I stayed back is to get my work done, but still, I am a bit disappointed. The next day, Herod spoke, and that concludes today's lesson. Reinette replied, Thank you for the lesson. Herod told her, with my father being away, I had to step up. Reinette asked, Come to think of it, Count Vallone took off after breakfast to investigate the Hamiltons' case. Right. I guess you'll be quite busy for a while. Is there anything I can help with? Herod replied, Thanks for the offer, but my father entrusted me to do this. But there is one thing. If you see Senua, bring that punk. Bring him to me, please. After that, Reinette thought, There he is, playing hooky. Senua said, Wait, I'm on my break. I'm not skipping my lessons. Reinette thought, That's a lie. Then she asked, Are the lessons pretty difficult? Senua replied, They're boring. Learning about weird texts, and never about cool animals. Reinette thought, He seems to like animals a lot. I wonder if he knows anything about plants. Then she asked, Do you know a lot about plants, too? Do you know anything about the bleeding tree, by any chance? Senua replied, I've never heard of it. If that is important, then just ask again. If you want to know about plants, who else would you ask if not the animals that live in the wild? Reinette said, Oh my gosh, are you a genius? I'll keep it a secret that you were skipping the lessons. Then she thought, That's right. Senua can communicate with animals. Now there's a better chance of finding clues about the curse. This will make the prince happy, for sure. Then she said, Thank you so much. Senua shouted, Get off me. The prince came and asked, What is going on? Reinette replied, Have you come to pick me up already, or maybe not? The prince replied, I'm just stopping by because someone expressed anger toward me in a letter. Reinette asked, Are you saying I did? The prince replied, You said if I didn't reply, you wouldn't tell me a funny story. Reinette told him, That's because I was worried. I asked if you could at least let me know if you're in good health. The prince stated, So here I am, specifically at this hour. Reinette thought, Is he serious? He came all the way back just because of my letter. The prince said, If I'm not mistaken, you seem to have a lot to scorn me for, too. After some time, Reinette asked, You haven't been sleeping well, have you? The prince replied, I've been sleeping very well. Reinette said, Lies, don't even try with me. The dark circles and bloodshot eyes are telling me the truth, you look so pale. Have a warm cup of tea, the prince asked. How has your stay here been? Reinette replied, Totally awesome, it's amazing here. Then she thought, I don't want him to worry. The prince stated, I'm still taking you back to the palace, even though this place is comfortable for you. Reinette replied, Of course I shall return. Where else would I go? Then she thought, Wait a minute, did he take it to mean that I want to continue living here? She said, I'm taking my lessons seriously so that I can return to the palace. How I yearn to go back soon. Then she thought, Why does he not look sleepy at all? I brought the tea specifically to help him sleep. She asked, Don't you feel drowsy? The prince replied, Not at all. Reinette thought, No way, when I had this tea, it put me right to sleep. This gives me no other choice. I didn't want to have to resort to this. The prince asked, What are you doing? Reinette replied, I'm sorry. The prince said, So this is what it feels like when people say their heart sank. Why are you doing this? Reinette replied, Because I want you to have good quality sleep. The prince asked, So you body slammed me. At the very least, I must commend you for your determination. Reinette replied, Thanks for the compliment. Since I got you to lie down, I'll get going now. The prince grabbed her and said, What if I don't let you leave? It's because I'm not going to sleep. Reinette asked, That's impossible. The tea you drank earlier promotes sleep. There, close your eyes, Your Highness. Just trust me and get some sleep. After that, the prince woke up, then said, Reinette. She is not here. Where did she go? There she is. Reinette asked, Are you done with your class? Senua replied, Of course. I told you I wasn't skipping. Reinette said, You're giving it your all. How respectable. The prince thought, Reinette looks so relaxed. I've never seen that expression on her before. I'm the one who has been with her from the start, but she doesn't act freely around me. Why is it that she does around that brat? Reinette said, Your Highness, how did you sleep? I'm glad you got to sleep for a while." The prince replied, "Thanks to you." Reinette thought, could he still be tired? He seems to be in a bad mood for some reason. Suddenly, Herod came and told them, "My father returned. He found the Hamiltons." After some time, Herod said, "We brought them to this cabin in our forest for now. Please be cautious as they seem to be mentally agitated." The prince replied, "Will do." Both of the Hamiltons shouted, "Let go of us, you bastards! Do you realize who we are? How dare you lowly peasants lay hands on us?" Reinette thought, those are the Hamiltons. They used to manage the royal household and wield a great deal of power, but now they are reduced to such a pitiful state. What did the countess do to these people? The prince asked, "What is wrong?" Reinette replied, "Those people, they reek of the odor of dark magic potion." Hamilton said, "Once I return to the palace, I shall make sure to execute you lowly fools. Your Highness, I have made a grave mistake. Please spare me." The prince asked, "You think I found you to punish you?" Hamilton replied, "Please have mercy. I will never accept any bribes again." The prince asked the duke, "How did you find them?" The duke replied, "I was tracking down their lost traces with magic, and then I discovered a special wall in the basement of their manor. I broke down the wall and found the Hamiltons locked up in there." The prince asked, "Underground storehouse, is it possible they were hiding to evade embezzlement charges?" The duke replied, "Given the significant amount of dark magic potion detected in the stored food, it's less likely that they hid themselves, but rather, that the countess imprisoned them." Suddenly, Lady Hamilton shouted, "Catherine, you should die." Reinette thought, "It's going to hit me." The prince saved her. Lady Hamilton continued shouting, "This is all because of you. It's all Catherine's fault. She's the reason why we were locked up." Reinette thought, she mistook me for Countess Gisela. Something serious must have happened between them to provoke such intense hatred, even in an altered state of mind. The prince stated, "I can't stand this any longer. Confess before my patience wears thin. Tell me anything you have witnessed or been involved in, and about the crimes committed by Catherine." Hamilton said, "Catherine, that evil wench, there was something fishy about her right from the beginning. For instance, she popped out of nowhere as a commoner, came into the palace, and rose to power." The prince said, "The power and influence supporting the countess must have a connection to the royal masquerade, where she began to stand out. Who was the one that gave her the invitation?" Hamilton replied, "The thing is, I swear I want to tell you everything, but I know close to nothing about who wrote the letter. All I saw was Catherine handing it to me. She showed up alone, without any escort." The prince asked, "What did the letter say exactly?" Hamilton replied, "It requested for Catherine to be allowed to attend the ball. It also asked to denote Minister Cliver MacLean as her companion." Reinette thought, "I don't remember seeing anyone with that name in the original novel I read." Hamilton continued, "After that, the minister came up to me and asked who she was. Unlike what it said in the letter, he didn't seem to know her at all. Then I saw them together later, and the minister seemed to be groveling to Catherine." The prince asked, "How did you end up getting locked up in this basement?" Hamilton replied, "Catherine gained His Majesty's favor and trust. Our position naturally became precarious. It was at that point that Catherine suggested we take a year-long vacation abroad. It was practically a threat more so than a suggestion. We couldn't come up with a good enough excuse to decline her offer, so we were getting ready to leave. Then we had a visitor, we lost consciousness, and we found ourselves in this basement." After that, the prince said, "Let them stay here for a while, Cliver MacLean. I will investigate him." The next morning, Irena said, "There you go. You will be the most beautiful girl at the masquerade ball. I know His Highness will be there to protect you, but still, be careful." Reinette replied, "Yes, of course, then wish me luck." Some time later, Reinette thought, "To think that I'm going to the palace in my human form. The prince doesn't know how to detect dark magic potion. I want to find the antidote for him, an antidote that only the crafter of the dark magic potion can make. I may be able to find something in the countess's room. Since I can get inside the palace now, this is my chance." In the next scene, Reinette thought, "How am I going to find the prince amidst this huge crowd? Now is not the time for this. I'll go upstairs to look for the prince. I should have asked him what kind of mask he was planning on wearing." The prince said, "My lady, "Are you looking for someone?" Reinette thought. "This is the prince's voice." Then she asked, "Who are you?" The prince replied, "Someone who can't fall asleep without you. Does that ring a bell?" Reinette said, "You're silly. How did you recognize me right away?" The prince replied, "I could just tell." The countess thought, "So that girl from before with silver hair, I see she's crawled back in on her own." Reinette said, "There's something I wanted to ask you in person." Then she thought, "Wait, is that the countess? Is she looking at me?" Reinette spoke. "Wait a second, let's go talk somewhere else." The countess thought, "Run away if you can. There's nowhere in this palace you can hide where I can't find you." After that, Reinette thought, "This has got to be far enough away." Suddenly, a noble lady said, "My hair is stuck. Hold on, I'll get it out." The next moment, she was on the prince, and both of them looked at each other. Reinette thought, "I know that woman. Hair as red as roses, eyes as golden as the sun. She must be the female protagonist of the original novel. Her name is Vanessa Enclair." In the novel, they meet for the first time at a masquerade ball, and they grow closer as the prince untangles her hair for her. The prince said, "Come here and help me." Reinette thought, "He's making me do it instead of doing it himself." She said, "There, I got it out." The prince told her, "It would have been easier if we could cut it." Reinette replied, "No, please refrain, Your Highness." Vanessa asked, "Your Highness, you mean, you are the crown prince? My deepest apologies. Forgive me for not recognizing you and making a mistake." The prince replied, "It's fine, it was an accident." Reinette thought, "Is it because they are the main characters of this world? They look naturally compatible, even though it's their first time encountering each other. She is the real female lead who deserves to be by the prince's side. This feels weird." Vanessa spoke, "Duchess Brynhilda, I am sorry. Duchess, please excuse my belatedness, but with His Highness's introduction, allow me to properly greet you. My name is Vanessa Enclair." Then she asked, "It is such an honor to meet you, my lady. Are you two attending as partners? Could it be, are you two lovers? I couldn't help but notice that His Highness can't seem to take his eyes off you." Reinette replied, "No, we are not. It's true that we've known each other for a while, but we are not anything like that." Vanessa said, "I'm sorry for making you uncomfortable with my rude question." After some time, the prince asked, "Do you hate it that much, being mistaken as lovers with me?" Reinette replied, "I was just correcting a misunderstanding. I'm going to take a quick break." After some time, Reinette thought, "The current situation has deviated so much from the original plot, but still, they found each other as if by fate. They're the main characters, and eventually, they will fall in love. Unlike someone like me, who is cursed. Where am I supposed to go then if I can't be with him?" The prince came and said, "You have a knack for making me worry. Did something happen?" Reinette replied, "No, I'm just a little tired." The prince told her, "I'm sorry to make you do this while you're tired, but don't take this mask off from now on, no matter what." Then they heard, "His Majesty has arrived." Reinette thought, "So, he's finally here, His Majesty, Emperor Adolf." After that, Reinette thought, "Wait, the countess is sitting next to the emperor instead of the empress. Herod taught me that at events like this, the empress attends to display royal greatness and authority. However, the empress is not present, and instead, the countess is sitting in her place. Something is not right. She has her mask off." Then she asked, "Do we have to take our masks off when facing His Majesty?" The Duke replied, "If one wishes to greet His Majesty without a mask, they may request to do so. Most nobles want to show their faces to His Majesty so that they can be recognized." Reinette thought, "The countess has her eyes on Vanessa." In the original novel, Vanessa stood out to the countess, and as a result, the countess made her an offer. It was a compelling offer to appoint her as the empress's maid. But unbeknownst to Vanessa, there was a caveat. Only if one of the existing maids were to be eliminated could Vanessa replace them. And the name of the maid who was sacrificed, I remember her name. It was surely Countess Cavendish. She assists Her Majesty the Empress most closely. If Countess Gisela still has the same plan in mind, then Countess Cavendish may be in danger. Reinette introduced herself, and after some chat, she said, "I have always wanted to meet Countess Sophia." Then thought, she was known for her unwavering loyalty to the Empress. She continued, I have always looked up to Her Majesty the Empress. Her Majesty does so much to ensure peace and prosperity for the empire. The Countess said, "You are more interesting than I would imagine. If Her Majesty were here, she would have been so happy to hear this." Reinette spoke, "As it is my first time visiting the palace, I was hoping I could make friends with ladies my age. Do you happen to have any daughters?" Then she thought, "If I remember correctly, the Countess definitely has a daughter." Countess Sophia replied, "It is a shame. I do have a daughter, but she is already married. She even gave birth to a child just last night. I am traveling to Littleborn to see her tomorrow." Reinette thought, "She is going to Littleborn, so tomorrow at noon. It is tight on time. If I can avert the Countess's plans for tomorrow, I may be able to save Countess Sophia. I have to do this." Suddenly, the Countess came and asked, "What is your name?" Reinette introduced herself. The Countess said, "Lady Brynhilde from Denneberg, where outsiders are rarely allowed to enter. I wonder if I will ever have to see you again. Everyone, since this is such a rare and special opportunity, what if we ask the lady to take off her mask?" The nobles said, "That's a good point. Denneberg is usually an inaccessible area. After all, it would be a huge honor to see Lady Brynhilde's face." Reinette thought, "Why is she putting me in this position? It is as if she's trying to confirm something by seeing my face." The Countess asked, "So many people are asking you to unmask. You are not going to decline, are you?" Reinette thought, "She is using the crowd to manipulate me so that I can't refuse. What do I do? I might look suspicious if I don't take the mask off, but I promised the prince." Then she said, "I don't want to unmask." The Countess asked, "Lady, what did you just say?" Reinette stated, "I will repeat it for you since you didn't hear me the first time. I said I don't want to take the mask off." The Countess asked again, "Lady, think of everyone here." Reinette replied, "No, I trust that you won't insist any longer, as I have made myself clear on this matter." In the next scene, the Countess shouted, "That damn bitch, how dare she embarrass me like that? Send an urgent message to the Brynhildes." The servant replied, "Your Grace, that would look like we are suspecting Lady Brynhilde. They may take it as an insult." The next moment, the servant was on the ground. The Countess asked, "When did I ever permit you to talk back to me?" The servant replied, "My apologies." The Countess shouted, "That woman is definitely the maid I saw the other day. You think silver hair like that is common? Some chambermaid manipulated the prince to deceive her identity and get into the palace." Then she thought, "That is definitely what happened, because that is exactly how I got here." A maid came and said, "We are in trouble. We managed to bring Lady Vanessa as you ordered, but His Majesty has privately summoned Lady Brynhilde." The Countess thought, "What?" On the other hand, the Emperor said, "I can't believe the Brynhildes protected and hid you this whole time, until you grew into a fine young lady. I too care greatly about my son, but not to this extent." Reinette replied, "My sincere apologies, Your Majesty," then thought, "Who cares about who? That's the most ridiculous lie I have heard during my time in this empire." The Emperor said, "It is not an apology I want to hear from you." Prince also entered, and the Emperor said, "I was just about to ask the lady about her family." The Emperor asked, "Lady, what do you say to staying here for a few more days? It will also give Lady Catherine a chance to apologize to you. I know Catherine only meant well when she asked you to take your mask off, but I would still like to pay proper respect to you." After some time, Reinette asked, "This counts as getting His Majesty's attention. What were you going to do if you didn't end up summoning me?" The prince replied, "Well, then I would have probably introduced you as the one I want to marry." Reinette thought, "What?" The prince continued, "I was just kidding. You hate the idea that much?" Reinette asked, "How did you take it that way?" The prince said, "So you don't hate it, then would you marry me?" Reinette replied, "Well, I was." Then she said, "You're messing with me, you're laughing." The prince said, "Give me your hand, I will take you to your room." Reinette replied, "That's not fair." The prince asked, "Is there anywhere you would particularly like to go?" Reinette asked, "I want to know where the Countess's room is. The antidote to the dark magic potion might be in there. If we can get that, you would be safe in the palace." The prince stated, "Why are you bringing up things I didn't even tell you to?" "Wait, that came out wrong. I'm sorry I sounded aggressive. I'm just worried about you, she said, but still, this may be our only opportunity. The prince told her, I don't want you to do anything dangerous. After that, Reinette thought, I understand that the prince wants me to be safe, but this is my only chance at finding the antidote. If I try to argue with him, I might get locked up in a room for the rest of my time in the palace. I'm going to have to look for the antidote without letting the prince know. The prince said, it's getting late, let's tour the palace tomorrow instead. Reinette replied, I can't tomorrow. I have to go to Littleborn. I heard there's a nice dress shop there, so I want to check it out. The prince said, let's go together then. Reinette quickly responded, no. Well, the thing is, it's a secret boutique that only allows ladies to enter. What would people think if the prince showed up at a secret spot like that? Could you please do me one favor? The next day, Reinette thought, I have to do what I can while I'm in the palace in human form. Meanwhile, the countess thought, so, the lady is taking a trip outside, or should I say Irena is taking a trip. A low-born woman who doesn't even know who her father is, pretending to be a noble and taking over the position of chief concubine, that's what she's trying to do. That's her survival tactic, how bold. Since you coveted my position, you will be crushed to death, like father, like son. They have the same taste in women. The emperor, addicted to the dark magic potion, will succumb to his demise without any additional effort on my part. But it's not enough for the young prince. This is actually a good thing. I will reveal that she is, in fact, not a daughter of the Brynhilds, and I will completely crush them, then I will take over the royal palace. On the other hand, Reinette thought, is this too much? But I had to cover for my lie about shopping. Suddenly, a horse rider appeared, shouting, guards. Knights, where did they come from? Let's get out of here for now. After some time, Reinette said, I see that you haven't embarked yet. That's great because I wanted to give you something before you leave. These are some gifts from me, please accept them. She thought, I'm sorry, Countess, I know I look like a crazy person right now. So, this is her carriage. I think Countess Gisela could have done something to that carriage. Reinette then said, I will help you load the carriage. The next moment, she fell to the carriage. The Countess was shocked. Reinette said, oh my God, I'm terribly sorry. The carriage is ruined all because of me. The Countess asked, lady, what are you doing? Reinette responded, but don't you worry, my carriage works just fine. I'll take you to Littleborn in my carriage. After that, the Countess's daughter asked her mother, who might this lady be? The Countess introduced Reinette. After some conversation, Reinette said, I have to go into town for something. You two enjoy your time together. On that note, could you allow me to take your coachman to town with me? The Countess replied, of course, you may. Reinette thought the Countess would be safe during her time here, so in the meantime, she would quickly check the surrounding areas, because Countess Gisela's men might be hiding nearby. In the next scene, Reinette thought, it is difficult to find a critical clue in such a short amount of time. That coachman, since he first greeted me, has looked so uneasy. Even now, his hands are trembling more and more. He seems so suspicious for someone the Countess trusts. The coachman asked, excuse me, my lady, I am feeling a bit hungry. Could I excuse myself for a moment to grab some food? Reinette replied, of course, please go ahead. Then she thought, I can't afford to lose him. He ate 3 sandwiches, corn salad, and 10 macarons for lunch. There's no way he's hungry already. He lied to go somewhere else. Schumann's pigeons. What kind of storage is that? Another person asked. Can you confirm the address is the Royal Palace Rose Garden? The coachman replied, yes, I can find it. Reinette thought, that's a pigeon post. On the other hand, a servant spoke, Your Grace, you've got a letter from the Rose Garden. The Countess resorted to reading the letter. There is someone else in the carriage, so he recommends tracking Countess Cavendish after she gets back to the palace. How stupid is he, taking so long to kill just one person? Tell them to burn down the carriage. The servant asked, what about the coachman? The Countess replied, when did I say I wouldn't kill him? So it's fine. The servant said, understood. As for the educational fund for his son, that you promised. The Countess snapped, what are you yapping on about? What use is the fund for the son when his father is dead? The servant replied, yes, Your Grace, I will do as you order. In the next scene, Reinette thought, I asked the coachman where he went and what he was up to, but he got flustered and confrontational, shouting that I was unfairly suspecting him. I have reasonable suspicion that the coachman is involved in Gisella's plans, but I don't have the physical evidence to convince Countess Cavendish. After some time in the carriage, Reinette thought, first off, I don't see any other carriages or houses around. I don't want to have to resort to this. But here we are. The Countess asked, why is he driving so fast? Let's tell the coachman to slow down. Reinette thought, I know this is super dangerous, but this is our only chance. Then she asked, do you trust me? The Countess replied, no. Reinette spoke, well, we still have to do this. You have to trust me because we need to jump off. In the next moment, a huge blast occurred in the carriage. The Countess was shocked. Reinette thought, no way. They blew up the whole carriage. What about the coachman who was still in it? What if we had jumped off any later? Suddenly, she yelled, run. The Countess said, Duchess, your ankle. Reinette replied, I'm fine. We need to get out of here before someone finds us. If we can make it to the carriage I ordered earlier, we'll be safe. After that, one of the attackers said, niece, it blew up big, noble or not, they get barbecued all the same when they blow up. Suddenly, one of them said, wait, do you see these footprints? Let's look around for a minute. I don't think there's anyone else here besides us. Reinette thought. Good, now go the other way. The next moment, one of them said, there are rats, though. Hello, little lady. Such a classy lady scurried away so fast. You're not supposed to get away and hide, you know. Reinette thought, what do I do? We need to get away. The other one said, you want to save her, come closer. If you don't come closer, I'll kill her. Reinette replied, okay. The Countess shouted, run. The attacker also shouted, shut up, I'll make an example out of you. Reinette thought, no, your highness. Prince hug her. Reinette asked, how did you find us? I was so scared. The prince replied, I'm sorry I'm late. Then he said, these people attacked the Duchess and the Countess, capture every single one of them. After some time, a knight reported, we have captured and tied them up. They won't reveal who they are working for. Should we torture them or end them? The prince asked, how is the Duchess? The knight replied, the Duchess and Countess are traveling with the guards. The Countess requested to go to her daughters. The prince stated, all right then. Who was it who dared to touch the Duchess? Was it you? In the next moment Prince stabbed him. The prince said, send the rest of them to the palace prison. The knight asked, if we send them to the palace prison, it will be difficult to get intel out of them. Whoever hired them will probably kill them first. The prince said, that's fine, if they kill them, that's less work for us. The knight asked, understood, your highness, but why did you kill that one guy yourself? The prince replied, he dared to touch something precious, something so valuable that even I handle with caution. In the next scene, the Countess's daughter said, mother, what happened? Are you hurt? My goodness, the Duchess too. Are you all right? Reinette replied, I'm fine. Please get some treatment for your mother. The Countess stated, get the doctor. The Duchess hurt her ankle. Reinette said, so, they think this is how it is. I learned about it by chance. I thought it would be hard to believe even if I tried to explain. The Countess said, thank you, because of you, I'm able to see my daughter again. Reinette replied, my pleasure, I'm glad we made it out alive. After some time, the doctor said, you sprained your ankle, refrain from using it and ice it for about a week. If the swelling doesn't subside, we will conduct further diagnosis. After that, the prince told her, you're not supposed to stand up. Reinette asked, are you mad at me? The prince replied, I guess I'm mad that you got hurt. Do you feel pain anywhere else? Reinette said, no, I just tripped a little. The prince stated, you have scratches all over your face and neck, one of your ankles is sprained, and the other foot is ripped up in wounds. Being cute doesn't make up for it. I don't remember you telling me you planned on meeting with the Countess. Reinette told him, but it's true, I came to Littlebourne, you know, I wasn't lying. The prince asked, you said you came here to look at dresses, you lied. Do you really think I would let you roam around on your own? Reinette asked, did you know about everything? The prince replied, I was worried about your safety. I had guards follow you immediately up until the accident. They kept some distance so you wouldn't notice. I think they were trying to be considerate, so you could enjoy your time without their presence getting in the way, but they were too considerate. If they had lost you then, Reinette said. But you found me. You saved me before I got hurt badly. The prince told her, I almost lost my mind thinking that I had lost you. Reinette replied, I'm sorry I made you upset. The prince said, no, it's not you I'm mad at. I'm mad at myself for failing to protect you. I'm sorry again for showing up too late, so please, don't ever get hurt again. Reinette replied, okay, I'm sorry, and thank you. Then she thought, aren't we hugging for too long? I'm starting to feel embarrassed. His breath is kind of tickling me too. The prince stated, I had a thought. I think you know things that I don't, isn't it weird? Herod said your memories were wiped. Reinette replied, if I really knew something, then I would have avoided getting hurt like this, don't you think? The prince said, that's true, you're right. I don't know why, but I need to find out. Whatever you worry about manifests in reality soon after, and then you resolve those problems as if you've been expecting them to happen. Could it all be a coincidence? Answer me. Can you see the future? Reinette thought, this world is inside a novel. You will get addicted to the dark magic potion and become a torrent that drives the empire to the ground. There's no way I could tell him that. Then she said, I heard that the countess's daughter had a baby. I was just there to give her celebratory gifts, and then I got involved in the carriage accident. If I knew the future, I wouldn't have been that scared. The prince said, that's true. You must have been so scared. I scrutinized you instead of comforting you. I'm sorry I let this happen to you, and that you got hurt. Reinette replied, no, it's okay. How is any of this your fault? I said I was scared because I just wanted to see you worry about me. You know, you kept yelling at me. The prince stated, you had me so distressed, and you want me to worry about you even more. You're so, Reinette thought, is he angry? The prince continued, you really drive me crazy. You know that. I guess you know when you smile like that, you can get me to do anything. You must be tired. Get some rest. I'll get out of your hair. If you make me worry again, you'll get a spanking. Reinette replied, I'm not a child. The prince told her, you're something close to that. After that, the prince thought, I can't take my eyes off you for a second. How can I keep you safe next to me? At last, this is the only way. On the other hand, the countess shouted, what? The assassins who were tracking the carriage got captured by the prince. Those useless scums. Move out of the way, a servant asked. Where are you going? The countess shouted, do I really need to tell you? I need to go to the dungeon to silence those idiots. After some time, the countess overheard the assassins chatting. Do you think they'll execute us? One asked. The other replied, no way. I heard the target may have gotten away. If I knew we'd end up in a cell, I would have had some fun with that girl at least. If only he hadn't gotten distracted by that silver-haired girl. Anyway, what a bummer, she was so hot. The next day, Reinette thought, my whole body is sore. What the heck, I can barely see. Did my eyes swell up from crying last night? Reinette heard the prince's voice. Are you up? Can I come in? Reinette replied, no, you can't come in. The prince came in and said, you're up. Reinette asked, why did you ask if you were going to come in anyway? The prince said, first a cat, then a person, and now a giant loaf of bread. Reinette told him, you don't understand, I look awful right now. The prince asked, why, are you feeling sick or something? You don't look weird, right? The prince then stated, indeed, you don't look well, your wounds have swollen even more, but compared to that, your puffy eyes look cute. Do you feel any pain anywhere? Reinette asked, what are you talking about? The prince said, thanks to you, my heart is strained. If I were to die young, it'd be your fault. Reinette asked, why would you say something like that? You're going to live a long life. The prince said, in order for that to happen, I need you to cooperate, through marriage, marry me. Reinette said, what? Don't tease me like that. The prince told her, I'm serious. Reinette replied, even if you are serious, how could I marry you? The prince asked, why not? Reinette responded, we don't even know who I really am, and there's so much we have to figure out. On top of that, I'm not a duchess. The prince stated, but how is that a problem? If you're hesitant about marrying me, then use me. Use me by marrying me. Besides, how do you plan on getting into the royal archives without marrying me? Don't tell me you plan on contacting the Duke and turning into a cat to go into the archives every single time. I'll give you 3 days. Just think about it. I can't wait any longer than that. The next day at the Countess's daughter's house, she asked, "Is everything all right?" Reinette replied, "Yes, it's delicious," and then thought, why did he have to bring up marriage all of a sudden? The next moment, Michio came. The Countess spoke, "It's a letter from the Empress. I wrote to Her Majesty saying I wasn't able to make it back because of the accident, so she sent me a reply. She is happy to hear that we are doing fine. She says not a day goes by that she doesn't think of His Highness." The prince asked, "How is mother doing these days?" The Countess replied, "She is trying to recover as best as she can. She gets filled with joy every time she receives a letter from you." Reinette thought, come to think of it, it's been a while since His Highness wrote a letter to the Empress. Could it be because he seldom receives replies? I hope their relationship isn't in trouble. The prince said, "I think he wants to meet you. Come here and pet him a little." Reinette replied, "Okay," and then thought, I feel like I've seen him other than the time I was a CA, he's already leaving. Reinette said, "I think I've seen Michio before, if my memory serves me right. I saw him in my dream during those few days when I couldn't wake from the nightmares. In the nightmare, I saw a white light in the darkness. At the end, it wasn't a light," the prince said. "So, you're saying Michio appeared in your nightmare and helped you wake up?" Reinette replied, "Yes, it was definitely Michio. I also heard someone's voice. All I could tell was that it was a woman's voice." The prince said, "Perhaps someone sent Michio to your dreams. I think it's best to get to the bottom of this. I will ask Her Majesty to send Michio to us again." Reinette replied, "Thank you, Your Highness," then thought, could it be, what if the Empress is related to my nightmares? Will His Highness be okay? After a few days, the Emperor asked, but the carriage that Lady Brynhilda and the Countess were in was attacked. The prince replied, "Yes, Your Majesty." Thankfully, Lady Reinette handled the situation wisely, so there were no casualties. However, due to the accident, Lady Reinette is severely injured and can barely walk without assistance. Reinette thought, who, me? The Emperor asked, "How is your injury?" "Wait, before all that. Lady Reinette, have you alerted the Duke about this already?" Reinette replied, "I judged it appropriate to tell you first, so I have not reached out to my father yet." The Emperor stated, "That was very thoughtful. Your injury seems quite severe." Reinette replied, "Thank you for being considerate. I can't imagine where I would be if His Highness hadn't come to our rescue. I was so afraid, I didn't get a minute of sleep." The prince stated, "I received the report that the prisoners we brought back have perished due to fighting among themselves. We found 2 robbers that ran away that morning, and they had evidence that they were hired by someone." In the next scene, the servant asked, "A handwriting analysis?" The Countess replied, "They are starting with the nobles dwelling in the castle. His Majesty is handling the matter rather swiftly." The servant asked, "I won't be investigated, will I?" The Countess replied, "Of course you will be. They're checking everyone." The servant said, "I only wrote the letter because you asked me to." The Countess replied, "Don't worry, it won't be for long. I'll make sure it isn't too shabby in the cell for you. I'll give you the Railver estate next year." The servant asked, "Doesn't the Railver estate belong to the Hamiltons?" The Countess replied, "Do you realize how long the Hamiltons have been missing? Their land is going to become mine soon, so put yourself together and help me get ready for the dinner banquet." After some time, Reinette thought, how can she be so calm? She's confident she won't get caught. Then she thought, wait, I know this smell. This is laced with dark magic potion. Your Highness, don't eat this. The prince asked, is your head itchy or something? Reinette thought, why can't you take the hint? I've got to do something. The next moment, she started sneezing. The emperor asked, lady, are you okay? How about covering your mouth? The next moment, he thought, what the hell? Reinette said, I'm so sorry, I have allergies. The emperor asked, what are you allergic to? It seems pretty severe, Reinette said, the thing is, blueberries. Then she whispered, what are you laughing at? The prince replied, because the lovely lady has blueberry allergies, but her face looks like a tomato. The countess said, "Your condition is so severe, I will ask them to bring out something else for you." The servant asked, "Should I take away everyone else's steaks as well?" The countess replied, "There's no need for such a fuss. His Majesty and His Highness should dine before the food gets cold." Reinette started sneezing again and said, "Sorry, when I'm near blueberries at all." The prince said, "Looks like we need to take the berries out of all our plates." The countess asked, "But, isn't that doing too much?" The emperor stated, "Her reactions are pretty serious, it's not like we need to eat these particular steaks." The prince said, "I should have taken better care of the duchess, my apologies. How about I take care of her for a while and eat with her separately?" The emperor said, "What is your opinion on that?" Reinette replied, "I would be much grateful if we did that." The emperor stated, "Very well, then let's do that." After some moments, Reinette thought, "We ran into the commander earlier, we've been trying to maintain our distance, at least we are almost there, so many steps, with my injury, it will take at least half a day to get to the top." Suddenly, the prince said, "Excuse me, I figured it would be hard for you to climb the stairs on your own." Reinette said, "People can see us." The prince replied, "That's why I'm doing this." The countess said, "Well, get some rest. By the way, lady, it looks like you are used to being carried by a man, acting like this in the palace. I wonder how you behave back in your own home." The prince stated, "Watch your mouth, I won't stand you being rude to my guest." The countess thought, "What was that? He's never expressed hostility like that before, how dare he undermine my status over a worthless girl?" Then she said, "My apologies, Your Highness." Countess asked, "Have you found out if she is the real duchess?" The commander replied, "We're on it, we should receive a report by tomorrow." The countess said, "Okay, that's good, we'll find out soon enough and show everyone that she's a fake." The next morning, Reinette thought, "I'm sore everywhere, it's bustling outside so early in the morning. They said they're going out for a hunt today, His Highness is over there, and the countess is there too. I guess they're there to send them off and wish them well." The next moment, Reinette said, "Your Highness," then thought, "He disappeared. He was there a second ago." Suddenly, the prince hugged her. Reinette asked, "When did you get up here?" The prince replied, "It's dangerous out on the terrace. Why did you come out?" Reinette replied, "Because I wanted to say goodbye and wish you good luck." "Did you come all the way up just to see me? Why?" The prince replied, "What do you mean, why? When I see you, I have no choice but to run to you. That's a no-brainer. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?" In the next scene, the minister said, "Answer me without looking. Have you found anything in the archives?" Reinette replied, "Nothing yet." The minister stated, "He warned you not to draw any attention to yourself. While you are investigating the archives, just focus on finding the items related to Fabian Nellas." Reinette replied, "Sure thing. When can I meet him?" The minister replied, "Soon, as long as you bring the thing he's looking for." Reinette thought, "When is he going to stop looking down on me, whatever?" Today is the day the message sent to the Brynhilds finally arrives. I wonder what kind of expression His Majesty will make once he sees the true lowly side of that woman. After that, Reinette asked, "Is that one up there the Countess's room?" Hazel replied, "Yes, Your Grace. The third room on the second floor is the one." Reinette thought, "Recently, Valogne's disciples have joined me at the royal castle, disguised as servants." Then she asked, "Have you met the Minister of Magic Regulations? Is he hard to come across?" Hazel replied, "That can't be true. He was at the masquerade ball and also at the hunting meet-up." Reinette thought, "Come to think of it, I think I did run into him earlier. Why can't I remember his face?" Gaspard came and said, "Countess Gisela is on her way to the casino." After that, Reinette thought, although something dangerous could happen again at any moment, this makes me feel like life is normal again. Then she asked, "Do you think the Countess goes to the casino often?" "That's hot. Why does everyone look so serious?" The Countess said, "I didn't know you were so interested in me. I see you are enjoying your tea time talking about me. You can always ask me directly if you want to know about me. I suppose I will have to be the one to reach out first since you seem like the shy type. What do you say to visiting my room? I've got a tea room in my quarters. Allow me to serve you some desserts you probably haven't tried in Daneberg." Reinette thought, "This is definitely a trap. However, if I can get into her room, I can look for the antidote, my chance. On the other hand, a knight asked, aren't you tired of pretending to be a bad shot? If the juniors back at the academy were to see this, they would flip out. The prince replied, that would be quite an interesting sight. The knight said, I'm serious, even His Majesty is convinced you are a terrible shot. The prince replied, if he doesn't see me as a threat, that's a good thing for me. The minister said, that would be easier for me, allow me to show you all a little bit of entertainment. The prince asked, what do you think you're doing? You killed a life using magic without His Majesty's permission. How dare you threaten His Majesty's safety? The minister replied, my intention was to provide him some entertainment, please don't take it too seriously. The emperor stated, Killian has a point, you cannot use magic without my permission, even if it's for my pleasure. The minister replied, I will keep that in mind, Your Majesty. The prince said, let's wrap this up early, this is a bad omen. After that, Reinette thought, Hazel said she will come to help if she hears a commotion. The next moment she thought, the whole room is covered with gold. The countess said, feel free to look around the room. Reinette thought, I need to find out where the essence of the dark magic potion is emanating from. I don't feel anything from that room. Nothing from the tea room either, that must mean it is in this room. The countess asked, curious about the dressing room, come to think of it, I heard you are into fashion, would you like a little tour? Reinette thought, she is indeed the most powerful and most favored by the emperor after all. I hope the antidote is around here too. The countess said, I was supposed to pass down some others, but I have completely forgotten, I need to step out for a moment. Reinette replied, in that case, I will go back to my room as well. The countess told her, it will be quick, so just stay, I would love to chat with you some more when I get back. Reinette thought, what is she scheming now? This is a good opportunity for me to search. Something in this closet. I can sense it, right here. Is she seriously storing these so openly? This just looks like plain old coral powder. His Highness once told me that nobles use coral powder to dehumidify inside their closets, so that's how she manages to store these without looking suspicious. Something is in my bag. What is this? A ring. Did the countess slip this in my bag to frame me as a thief? What should I do with this? Let's just put it in that jewelry box. The next moment, she was shocked. What? I've never had this reaction before, even when facing black magic potions. Is that a note? Fabian Nellis's prayer. How does the countess have this? Obviously, I know the countess can visit the royal archives freely, but why does she have a handwritten copy of this prayer? I should take one of these rings too. No, wait, since she's trying to frame me, she'll search my body to catch me red-handed. If she finds these on me, I can't carry them out. Should I throw them out the window? Is she back already? I need to be quick. Please stay right there in the same spot. This pink diamond ring, I'll just toss it here for now. The countess came in and said, was there anything you would like to keep for yourself, or do I need to address you by your real name, Irena Scott? Reinette asked, what are you talking about? The countess slapped her, then said, how dare you pose as a duchess when you are merely a maid? Hazel shouted, Your Grace, what is happening in there? Let go of me. The countess said, the prince fell for your pretty face. I wonder if he'll still be fond of you after I'm done with it. Reinette asked, what are you going on about? Then she thought, she's awful. Stepping on my injured ankle, is she going to beat me until I die? I'm done for. It looks like Hazel is tied up outside. How is she so strong? I don't care who. Anyone, please help. Is anyone here? The prince came in and said, how are you here? Do you think you can get up? Then he looked at her. The prince said, put this on. The countess spoke, I see how it is. You're the one who let this bitch into the palace, aren't you, Your Highness? Losing your senses over a woman. You're just like your father. In the next moment, the prince said, Catherine, how dare you? The emperor came in and asked, what are you doing? Withdraw your sword immediately. The countess said, Your Majesty, please help me, His Highness is trying to. The emperor shouted, do you not hear me? I said, withdraw the sword. The prince stated, if you promise to hold Catherine accountable for her crimes, then I will. The emperor asked, what crimes could she have committed? If she has committed a crime, then I will handle it. so, withdraw the sword. The countess said, tell him, your majesty, that wench hid her lowly background and pretended to be a duchess. She attacked me when I confronted her about it, so all I did was defend myself. Reinette thought, is she kidding? She barely got a scratch on her arm. The countess continued, I've seen a maid in the palace that looks just like her. I thought it was weird, so I looked into it. Inside sources from Daneberg, like the traders, testified that they've never heard of any Brynhilde offspring. She's using the fact that the Duke doesn't leave his estate and disguising herself to stay at the palace. I invited her to resolve it in case it was a misunderstanding, but then she denied the truth and even attacked me. The Emperor shouted, what on earth are you talking about? The Duke is on his way here as we speak. I just received a letter from him. The Duke is coming here to check on his daughter. The Countess asked, that can't be. The Emperor asked, lady, did the Duke send you a letter as well? Reinette replied, no, he did not mention his visit to me. The Emperor said, I guess he wanted it to be a surprise. How did you, a wise woman, end up having such a misunderstanding and escalating the matter with the Duchess? The Prince stated, Lady Reinette is hurt. We will go get her treated. What about your promise to hold the Countess accountable? The Emperor replied, sure, I will do that. You can leave now. The Prince asked, without an apology. The Countess shouted, Your Majesty, this is unfair. Even if that bitch, that woman, is indeed a real duchess, the fact that she attacked me and even stole my ring doesn't change. The ring you gifted me disappeared as soon as she stepped into my room. Reinette said, if you need to, you can search me because I am innocent. The Emperor said, thank you for your cooperation. After the search, one of the maids spoke, we found the ring. The Countess said, I told you. The maid's voice came again, we found it under the mirror just now. The Emperor stated, apologize to Lady Reinette right this moment. The Countess thought, how dare she, how dare that wench make me? Then she said, I am sorry, Lady Reinette. It is all my fault. I can't believe I made such a silly mistake. Since the Empress is absent, I was stressed out too much trying to keep troubles under control. You will forgive me, since you were kind. Reinette thought, she accuses me of crimes, beats me up, and now she is trying to blame it all on the Empress being absent. The Emperor spoke, that is right, Lady Reinette. I hope you understand, it is not like Catherine did all this on purpose to give you a hard time. The Prince commented, if you think this useless apology is going to cut it. Reinette told them, I accept, I don't want to blow this out of proportion, so let's wrap it up here. Although I know for a fact that if it were the Empress, she would have never insulted me like this. I will forgive you, however, I will not forget. After that, the Prince said, how absurd, the audacity she had to hurt you and accuse you of being a thief. Reinette said, Your Highness, can you lend me your ear? So, the thing is, I did not exactly not steal. No, wait, hear me out, I did what I had to do. After some time, the maid spoke, we found it. Reinette asked, are you okay? You are touching that thing with your bare hands, doesn't it hurt? Doesn't it give you the creeps? The maid replied, I don't feel anything strange. The Prince told her, I don't either. Reinette thought, that is weird, because earlier, was it a mistake? No, that is not. The Prince asked, are you okay? Reinette thought, I was not wrong. Wait, is it only me that can feel that energy? She replied, I am fine now. I am sorry for making you worry. The maid told her, I will go hand this pouch off to Gaspard. Reinette replied, but then I won't have anyone to help me dress my wounds. The Prince commented, I can do that for you. Reinette asked, what, but wouldn't it be kind of difficult for you to get my back or my thigh? You know what I mean. The next moment, the Prince took the pouch and went out of the room. Reinette asked, did I do something wrong? Why are you laughing? The maid replied, just because, it's just that you are the only one who doesn't know that His Highness is into you. Reinette thought, His Highness likes me? Is that how it looks to other people? On the other hand, the knight asked, how is Lady Reinette doing? The word has spread around the palace already, she got hurt from a fight with the Countess. The Prince thought, lies. I know you are a brave one, but at that moment you were crying. You will never understand, whenever you cry, how it makes me feel. Perhaps the reason why you are suffering could be because you were close to me, yet, despite that, I want you to be with me forever. I am the worst. The knight asked, why did you keep the ring? The prince replied, I needed to check something. Once I am done with it, give it to Valone as well. The knight said, understood, your highness. By the way, it is about Minister McLean you asked me about. He is at the theater in Claude Town right now. It is reported that he goes to watch the opera once every 3 months. The prince asked, going somewhere quarterly, he is up to something. The knight replied, I believe so. If it were truly for the love of the opera, he would go more often. It is pretty common for nobles who like it to go more than twice a week. The prince told him, keep spying on him, make sure he does not know. The knight spoke, as you command. Are you going back to see the lady? The prince commented, yes. The knight emphasized, I feel bad for her. She keeps getting roped into trouble ever since she has been in the palace. I don't blame her if she wants to leave here as soon as her scheduled stay is over. If she stays for any longer, she will end up becoming a spectacle for other nobles. The prince spoke, you have a good point. Well, soon, no one will be able to give her a hard time anymore, because she is going to become the empress. The knight asked, are you two getting married? Wait, when did you have the time to prepare a proposal? The prince replied, what preparations? Do I need more than just uttering one sentence? The knight asked, don't tell me that all you did was just utter one sentence asking her to get married. The prince told him, it is, what of it? The knight stated, you can't be serious, no woman would be happy about a proposal like that, you will be turned down, I am sure of it. After that, the prince thought, that idiot is making a big deal about it and all, a proposal, a request for marriage. I have been focused on making sure the wedding day will be flawless, since it will be a once-in-a-lifetime experience for Reinette. But come to think of it, the moment of the proposal is just as important for Reinette. She did not even smile or anything. In a way, that is expected. I did not give her a ring, or even flowers. I just asked her to marry me, that was it. The prince asked, how is the treatment going? Reinette replied, it just finished. You showed up just in time. Look, the swelling is gone already. My mom made the ointment herself. The prince spoke, that's great. By the way, can I ask you something about our marriage? Reinette commented, you must mean about accessing the royal archives. You know, I have been thinking about that exact thing. And it seems marriage is undoubtedly the most efficient way right now. The prince thought, she is misunderstanding the point of the marriage. The wedding ring, which symbolizes a partnership for life, is merely considered a key to access the royal archives. I guess this is partially my fault. Reinette continued, so I was thinking it would be best if we get married. The prince thought, is this marriage okay as it is? On the other hand, the person spoke, Minister, I came rushing upon hearing you had come to visit, it has been a while. The minister replied, by the way, I could not help but notice the commotion on the first floor. The person told him about it. There was a fight between a countess and a duchess at the palace this afternoon. No one knows exactly what happened, but it was reported to be a very ugly fight. I hope you enjoyed the show. The minister thought, I told her to stay out of trouble, in order to find the artifact Fabian left behind. I need that woman who has access to the royal archives, but I can't have her keep standing out like this. She might end up ruining the plan. I did not want to have to resort to this, but well, I can't keep an actress on the stage once she is done playing her part. The next morning, the maid spoke, while you were asleep. His Majesty the Emperor brought this over. Apparently, this is the ointment they use in the palace. They are a bit late to offer this, honestly. Reinette thought, well, Duke Brynhilde is on his way here after all. Now that they have made me stay in the palace, they have no choice but to be mindful of the Duke. They are so easy to read. The maid continued, but as we know, we already have our own ointment. It is made from top-quality herbs meticulously cared for by Irena. Unlike the royal ointment, it is not offered out of obligation. It is a top-tier ointment filled with love and care for you specifically. Reinette replied, yes, I am forever grateful for that. The maid told her, Your Grace, you don't seem to realize just how much everyone around you cares about you. Reinette asked, what do you mean? The maid commented, I don't need to be too nosy. Although I have only worked for you for a short amount of time, I can see how much everyone cares about you, especially His Highness. Even just this morning, he came by to check on you. He inquired in detail about your condition and repeatedly asked us to take good care of you. His Highness likes you and cares so much about you. Reinette said, I don't know, she thought, could it be true? Does His Highness really like me like that? After that, Reinette thought, I want to go out, since word spread about the fight between me and the countess. I have been staying in my room to evade scrutiny from other nobles. So how come she gets to roam around free with such confidence? Forget it, it is nice to be able to relax and be comfortable. Yesterday, His Highness seemed flustered. Did I misunderstand the point of this marriage? Did he not want an alliance through the marriage? The prince came and spoke. I thought you were asleep. Reinette shouted, why didn't you knock? The prince replied, I did. Reinette continued, you are supposed to wait for a response. And what is all this? My goodness, there are so many gifts. Is it someone's birthday? The prince commented, it is not for anyone's birthday, it is for a proposal. Reinette asked, for me? The prince replied, of course it is for you. One of my subordinates told me no woman would be happy about a proposal that consisted of only words. So, Reinette, will you marry me? Reinette replied, yes. The prince asked, really? Reinette told him, sure, since the flowers are pretty. The prince thought, only because of the flowers. Reinette continued, not just because of the flowers, of course, it is just that I am touched by how much thought you put into this. The prince stated, thanks, my dear wife. Reinette shouted, we are not married yet. The prince spoke, I got you a wedding ring. Reinette thought, wait, but that is not a ring, that is a knife. The prince spoke, I need to explain something to you. This is called permita. This is a magical object that changes its form based on what you put inside it. On that note, watch closely. Is it okay if I cut a piece of your hair? Reinette replied, sure, but what are you doing with it? What? The transparent bottle turned into a gem. It is really cool, but what is this thing exactly? The prince explained, this will prove that we are bonded by marriage. When a war breaks out, the nobles must stand on the front lines with the royal family. As a result, many noblemen would return home as corpses. In such cases, to simplify the process of proving marriages, people use this thing called permita. Let me see your hand. Here, it is yours now. Take good care of it. Reinette asked, you are letting me keep it? The prince replied, of course. You should keep it. The permita proves our marriage. We are not at war right now, but it would take too long to go through the proper procedures, and the countess will try to interfere otherwise. I get a feeling you are not convinced how this could prove our marriage. We can test it out if you want, like right now. After that, the knight spoke, good afternoon, your highness. Good afternoon, your grace. The prince told him, I need to get into the archives with the lady. The knight replied, well, your highness, as you know, this place is. Reinette commented, his highness has granted me a permita. The knight shouted, your grace is married to his highness. The prince told him, keep it down. The knight replied, my apologies, what are you doing? Bring the chaser. The prince thought, the chaser, a solution that verifies the authenticity of the permita. When a drop of the liquid is placed on a genuine permita, the light emitted from the permita wraps around the ring finger. The knight spoke, wow, to actually see the chaser activate in person, right, we will quickly prepare for the entry, please wait here for a moment. The prince told her, lean on me, since you are not feeling well. Reinette thought, is he being affectionate only because we are in front of others? Well, now that I am giving it some thought, I suppose he is always being affectionate toward me. After that, Reinette spoke, wow, we are finally in the royal archives. The prince said, well, technically it is not your first time. Reinette commented, what I mean is, it is the first time I was able to walk in myself. All right, so what is today's mission? The prince emphasized, it appears my wife is quick to catch on. There is something I want to check with this ring. Reinette asked, isn't this the countess's ring? What are you checking with the ring? The prince told her, I am concerned about the fact that the countess has a copy of the prayers. You said you don't sense any magical power on her, so I thought that she might be using magical items. Granted, it is only a hypothesis that this ring is that item. The Book of Prayers for Whippet. I am pretty sure it is here somewhere. The ring is reacting, over there. The ring is reacting to the Book of Prayers, since it is reacting even while in our possession. This confirms that the ring itself contains magic. So that means the countess received the ring from someone else, since she does not seem to possess any magical power herself. It must be someone close to the countess who can use magic. Reinette asked, it must be. The prince replied, yes, at this point, there is only one suspect. Reinette stated, it has got to be Cliver McLean. Then, whether this ring was made at the request of the countess or if the minister created it and handed it to her, we don't know that much yet. But at least it is clear that the two are working together. However, it is still unknown why this ring reacted to Fabian's prayer book. It is like how our permita reacted to the chaser. This ring could have done the same thing. The prince replied, if that is the case, then this ring may contain Fabian himself in it. In the next scene, the knight asked, you married the lady overnight, don't tell me you used permita. The prince replied, I did, so what? The knight commented, we are not even at war right now. Why would anyone? What are you thinking? Wait, more importantly, how did you get Lady Reinette to agree to that? The prince thought, I know, I am curious too, what is going on in that little head of hers? Then he remembered Reinette saying, please divorce me in 6 months. The prince told her, can you be a little more serious? Why, is it because you think the business at the archives will be done by then? Reinette replied, it is not like that. It is for your sake, she thought. The plot has already derailed quite a bit, but the prince might still end up falling in love with Vanessa. The prince asked, for my sake, I still don't understand what you are saying. It has only been a few hours since we have been married. Why are you being so fickle? Far from it. The answer is no, I will not divorce you. Reinette asked, can you promise me you won't change your mind in 6 months, even if you end up falling in love with someone else? She thought. I don't want to hold him back. The prince said, what do you mean? Reinette continued, if you feel the same as you do 6 months from now, then I will take my word back about the divorce. I mean exactly what I said. If you remain faithful to me for 6 months, to the point that I am begging you to stay, then I will change my mind, she thought. Why does His Highness make me think I can have more than I deserve? Now, back in the present time, the prince thought, I don't know why she expects me to change my mind. If she does not believe me, I will have to show her. Then he said, all she is asking for is faithfulness. That is funny, since she has already turned me into her loyal dog. On the other hand, the maid said, Lady Reinette, is it true you are married to His Highness now? Reinette replied, I thought you guys went to get some aroma oil. What are you talking about? Wait, how did you find out about that? The maid continued, so it is true. Everyone in the palace knows about it. Congratulations, lady. So this means that we will have a new owner of Whippert. Think about it. What does it mean for the crown prince to get married? It signifies his growth. In other words, his ascension to the throne. His Highness will soon inherit the throne and become the new ruler. Emperor Adolf will now have to start the procedure of passing the crown to his son. They heard the prince's voice. Can I come in? The maid whispered, we will give the two of them some space. The prince came in and spoke, they know how to read the room way better than you. Reinette replied, anyway, didn't you say we were going to see His Majesty? The prince asked, yes, do I look weird? Reinette told him, it just seemed like you dressed up more than usual, why are you laughing? The prince commented, well, I am just glad that you noticed I dressed up for you. Why do you look so surprised? I am trying so hard to impress you, so it is only fair that you take a good look at me, don't you think, wifey? On the other hand, the butler told him, it has been verified. The prince married Lady Reinette using a permita last night. Forgive me for bringing this up, but it is possible that the prince is on his quest for the throne. The emperor stated, how dare you challenge me like this? Your father, I will show him what happens when he comes for me. After some time, the countess shouted, this is unacceptable, getting married overnight. This is a slap in the face to His Majesty. The emperor asked, Killian, Duke Brynhilde will be arriving here soon. How do you plan on explaining this situation to him? The prince replied, well, it is simple, father, I am taking over. The countess asked, Your Majesty, you look awful. The emperor replied, I am fine, can you repeat your answer? The prince spoke, I said I did it because I love Lady Reinette. It is the same reason you have the countess by your side. I admit I was hasty in the way I wanted to keep my woman close to me, but I have no other reason. There is nothing you need to worry about. The emperor said, very well, then. The countess shouted, Your Majesty, this is about the future of Whippert. We cannot possibly put a simple-minded girl like that on the seat of crown princess. The emperor stated, how dare you raise your voice at me? I understand your concern, however, you were also once a country bumpkin who had never left your small town, were you not? Don't tell me you have forgotten your own roots already. You guys can go now. The prince commented, I hope you get some good rest, same for you, countess. Reinette asked, that was not as hard as I thought it would be, but still, do you think that was enough of an explanation? The prince replied, why would it not be? Reinette emphasized, well, the countess looked very upset. The prince told her, all we did was get married, we did not do anything wrong, besides, if something bad happens. The minister came and spoke. "Good day, your highness. I heard about your marriage. Congratulations. And this must be the crown princess. Pleased to meet you. I am Cliver MacLean, Minister of Magic." Reinette replied, "Pleased to meet you." Suddenly, she thought, "What is this?" The prince asked, "Are you okay?" The minister said, "My cold hand must have startled you. I am sorry about that, princess." In the next scene, the countess entered the room and said, "Your Majesty, lunch is ready." "Your Majesty, what happened? Are you okay?" "Doctor, call for a doctor." She thought, coughing blood means that the dark magic potion has begun to melt down his internal organs, which means the emperor does not have many days left, but he can't die like this, not yet. "I am not done using you, you idiot old man." In the next scene, the countess spoke, "Kill Lady Brynhilda for me. Getting rid of just one girl should be a piece of cake for you." The minister replied, "It appears you have lost your ability to think straight from all the recent drama." The countess asked, "Don't you want to know what Fabian left behind? The thing you have been looking for. It is rather unimpressive, if you ask me, but if you want it, it is only fair for you to do me a favor, don't you think?" The minister told her, "How dare you?" The countess continued, "I will take that as we are now on the same page. Please excuse me, the emperor has started coughing up blood. I am going to need stronger potions. Even if he ends up becoming a living corpse, he has to appear alive to the public. Dear, please don't look at me with such disdain. We are on the same boat, and we will both get what we want in due time." After that, Reinette thought, "I have written to them a few times, but this is the first time I am seeing them in person. I know they are kind people who made space for me in their family, but I am still nervous because I don't know what they really think of me." She said, "Welcome." The Duke replied, "You seem to have grown even more since I last saw you." Reinette thought, something a father might say after a long time apart. They probably came up with that statement after putting in a lot of thought. Reinette asked, "Have I not?" She thought, from that, I could tell they were good people. After some time, the emperor spoke, "You are not opposed to their marriage?" The Duke replied, "We have to let her leave the nest at some point. I thought she is in good hands, as her partner is the honorable crown prince." The emperor commented, "Indeed, I can tell from the way you have made it all the way out here, when you have never budged even at my summons in the past." Reinette thought, "This is intense. Just a minute ago, he seemed stern but still gentle." The Duke emphasized, "That is right. There is just one thing. As a father, my biggest concern is whether my daughter will be safe in this place. I ask you to please take a look at this." The emperor asked, "What is this?" "There is written here that Reinette is really your daughter." The Duke stated, "These are letters from that woman. She offered a reward for confirming that Reinette was not my real daughter. It is said she even asked the traders of Danburg, how can a father trust this place to be safe for his daughter when someone like that woman resides here?" The emperor commented, "We have already apologized to Lady Reinette about this." The Duke continued, "There is only one thing I ask of you, it is the safety of my daughter." The emperor replied, "You are beating around the bush to tell me to kick Catherine out." The Duke emphasized, "I understand it is a lot to ask of you, which is why, in exchange, I intend to inform you about the new ore discovered in Danburg. Upon analysis, we found out that the ore formed from solidified gases secreted by the bones of extinct magical creatures. If crafted into a weapon, it will be able to cut through any material." The emperor shouted, "Why are you only now reporting that?" The Duke replied, "I believe I am not technically obligated to report these findings to you. Danburg is a sovereign state. Deciding what to do with the ore found on that land is entirely my prerogative." The emperor shouted again, "How dare you?" The prince told him, "Father, please." The Duke continued, "The ore will soon belong to Wippert. That is, if Reinette's safety is guaranteed in this place. It is an advantageous deal for you, if you can guarantee Reinette's safety here. In other words, if you would take clear action against that woman who sees my daughter as a thorn in her side, the newly discovered ore, in addition to all other resources to be discovered in the future, will fall into your hands. Your Majesty, what do you say?" The emperor thought, he is right. Everything will fall into my hands. Catherine, all I have to do is get rid of her. A knight came and whispered something to the butler. Then the butler spoke, "Your Majesty, just a moment." The emperor shouted, "Can't you see we are in the middle of an important conversation?" The butler told him, "I think you will want to hear this. The real culprit behind the carriage accident has been caught. They are currently locked up, but the thing is, the culprit." After some time, Reinette said, "But Dame Anna Rose is not the culprit." The prince replied, The word I got is that Dame Anna Rose turned herself in. Reinette asked, "What, do you think the Countess pulled some sort of trick?" The prince continued, "Most likely. I was told that ever since Anna was imprisoned, she has not eaten a single meal. Yet, the Countess has not bothered to visit her once. Let's talk more about Anna another time. We have got some guests." The next moment, Reinette asked, "What the hell? How did you get in here?" Senua asked, "Was that not cool? It has been a while. I see you are still kind of slow." Herod shouted, "You punk. Show some respect." Reinette thought, Senua has not changed one bit. The Duke spoke, Your Highness. Congratulations on your marriage. Irena was over the moon to hear the news and asked me to pass along her congratulations as well." Reinette replied, "Thank you. Anyway, what brings you all here today?" Senua replied, "Let me explain. Listen to what I discovered." The prince commented, "Shut up, let's talk over some tea, shall we?" After some time, Senua explained, "A while ago, Reinette asked me to look into the bleeding trees. I could not find any documentation on it, so I asked my most trusted bird friends." The prince asked, "So what did you find out?" The Duke replied, "It is a bit convoluted. First of all, we were able to identify the bleeding trees with the help of the birds. We followed them to go see it for ourselves. It led us to a swamp named Poliatana." Senua told them, "But the problem is, there was nothing special about that swamp. The most interesting thing we could find there was the leaves from the bleeding trees. Look. If you tear the leaf, a blood-like liquid oozes out." Reinette spoke, "I smell something. It is faint, but I definitely smell it coming from that leaf." Senua asked, "What? I don't smell anything." Reinette thought, "I wish I could smell it better." Then she asked, "Can you change me into my cat form? It is okay if you can't." Senua replied, "Of course I can." The next moment, Reinette was in her cat form, then she smelled something. The Duke commented, "Looks like Reinette figured something out." Senua emphasized, "Okay then, I will turn her back." The prince spoke, "Wait. Step out of the room first, and then cast the spell. As you know, my wife won't have her clothes on when she morphs back." Reinette thought, "Good catch." Senua asked, "Can't we just turn away for a moment?" The prince replied, "Are you kidding me? Think about how uncomfortable that would make Reinette feel. Just listen to me and wait outside." Reinette thought, "My goodness, since when has he become so considerate?" Herod asked, "Your Highness, are you not coming with us?" The prince told him, "Why would I? I am her husband." Reinette thought, "What the heck is he thinking? Get out of here with your bullshit." On the other hand, the Countess stated, "Your Majesty, you look awful. Don't you worry, thanks to me. You can't die even if you wanted to. You can forever keep your place on the throne." In the next scene, the Emperor spoke, "Here, for your review. If Catherine harms Reinette, she will receive a punishment equivalent to her offense. If she incites an act that threatens Lady Reinette's life, she will be sentenced to death. What do you think? This should be satisfactory enough for you to hand over the resources." The Duke replied, "At last, we both finally gained what we wanted, Your Majesty." After some time, Reinette said, "But do you think the terms that His Majesty has promised? Would he really keep these promises when he loves the Countess?" The prince replied, "That is how my father is. In order to get what he wants, he does not hesitate to betray his people, not even those who helped him along the way. Well, the announcement itself will be enough to ensure we don't suffer any loss." Reinette asked, "How is that?" The prince explained, "It serves as an official confirmation that the Countess tried to harm you. Those who once volunteered to be her pawns will soon abandon her. It will result in isolating the Countess. Since the Emperor himself certified it to be true, there is no way to undo it." Reinette thought, "Will isolation alone be enough to stop the Countess?" The prince remembered, when he asked, "Do you think the minister is after Reinette? I thought he was looking for Fabian." The Duke replied, "Although it is only speculation, the ring reacts to artifacts Fabian left behind. After all, Fabian's blood was detected in the ring. However, we were not able to figure out the true message of the prayer by using the ring." The prince asked, "But what I am asking is, how can he be looking for Reinette when he could not even decode the prayer?" The Duke told him, "Ironically, that is precisely the reason why Lady Reinette could become the target. We read the prayer with the help of Lady Reinette, and with that prayer, Fabian directed us to his descendant, Senua. All of his plans point to Lady Reinette at the end. Perhaps Fabian created this intricate system in order to hide and protect Lady Reinette." Now, back in the present time, Reinette asked, What is wrong? You don't look well. The prince replied, Until when do you plan on calling me your highness? We are married now, won't you call me by my name? Reinette thought, I have called that name many times in my head, but why does it feel so awkward to say it out loud? Then she said, Michio. After that, Reinette spoke, So this is from Countess Cavendish, not from Her Majesty. She is right. Can you join me for some tea at my house tomorrow? Reinette asked, Do you have anything else for me? The bird shook his head. Reinette continued, Okay, could you please get some beef jerky and water for Michio? The maid replied, Yes, you are nice. By the way, were you with His Highness just now? Every time you come back from seeing him, your face is red as a beet. Reinette thought, Is it true? Since when? In the next scene, the prince asked, I heard you got invited to Countess Cavendish's tea party. Reinette replied, I did. She said there is something she would like to discuss with me. The prince commented, But sending you there alone. Reinette thought, Is he worried because of all the recent incidents? The prince continued, Have a safe trip, make sure you take the guards with you. Reinette replied, Of course, I am planning on getting ready and heading out after breakfast. The prince said, If only I did not have plans at lunch, I would have taken you there myself. Reinette replied, It is okay, I know how busy you are. The prince spoke, I wish I could be with you at all times. Reinette emphasized, I know, me too, Seely, your highness, she thought, since when is it such an embarrassing thing to call someone by their first name? After that, Reinette thought, Isn't that Lady Vanessa? What is she doing in the palace at this hour? Suddenly, Vanessa was on her knees. Reinette asked, Lady, are you okay? Vanessa replied, My heart. Reinette told her, I will call for help. Vanessa stated, No, I can't have my father find out about this. Reinette told her, I understand you would not want to make your family worry. Vanessa replied, Please, I am begging you, anyone but my father, if he realizes I have no market value, then surely, this time he will. Reinette asked, Lady, what the hell are you saying? What happened? If that is what you want, I won't tell your family, but you still have to get treated. Suddenly, Vanessa thought, What is going on? Then she said, The pain, it is disappearing. Your Highness, did you cast a healing spell on me? Reinette replied, No, I am not a sorcerer. Vanessa commented, Then I wonder how. Every time I felt that burning pain in my heart, I suffered for quite a while. I have never had it go away this quickly. If it was not magic, could it be your Highness's kindness that healed me? Thank you so much. In the next scene, Reinette thought, I have seen someone else go through the same exact thing. If the cause of their pain has the same source, Vanessa may be an aura bender like the prince. I can't stop thinking about the things Vanessa was saying. Could Vanessa be hiding some kind of secret? I wish I could help her, but at the same time, so selfishly, I am afraid of the prince and Vanessa meeting. The lady spoke, We have been waiting for you. Please allow me to escort you in, Your Highness. After that, Reinette thought, what could she be wanting to talk about that she would send all the servants away? Anyway, it is really dark in here even though it is daytime. The lady spoke, She is here, Your Majesty. The lady continued, Your Highness, Her Majesty, the Queen. Reinette thought, that is her, the Queen of Huppert and His Highness the Prince's mother. She said, Greetings, Your Majesty. My name is Reinette. The Queen stated, I am sorry I was not able to give you a heads up. I did not want Killian to know that we are meeting. Please have a seat. Let's take our time and talk about some things. I heard you saw Michio in your dream. Reinette replied, Yes, that is true, Your Majesty. The Queen continued, Then there is one thing I need to ask you. Are you from this world? Did you come to this world to answer my call? Reinette thought, I have never told that to anyone. How does Her Majesty know I am from another realm? The Queen continued, Please be honest with me, Reinette. Reinette replied, I am indeed from a different world, Your Majesty. How did you know? The Queen stated, My son is fated to take his own life shortly after inheriting the throne. That is the fall of this empire. As I have witnessed in the future, only after everything had already fallen apart did I pray to the gods to let me find a way to set things right. I put my life and everything on the line. Even after traveling back in time like that, I have not found a solution to prevent the future. However, as soon as you walked into this room, I could tell, you are the child the gods have brought to me to change the future. I am relieved to see for myself that you are safe and unharmed. Reinette told her that the only reason she had stayed safe was all thanks to His Highness. Is there anything you would like to ask me about how His Highness is doing? The prince really missed you. Why have you not met with him all this time? You love his highness so much that you even returned to the past to save him, so why? The queen commented, no mother in the world would not want to see her child. I can't see Killian in my current state. As you can see, I had to pay a price for traveling back in time. Reinette thought about Her Majesty's eyes. The queen asked, have you noticed already? Reinette replied, no, not at all. The queen spoke, that is a relief. I practiced so many times up until you arrived. Even though I have lost my sight, I wanted to be able to find my way to my seat on my own. I practiced over and over. It is the only thing this pitiful mother, who can't even write a letter, can do for her son. This is why I have been hiding away from Killian. Reinette emphasized, His Highness will want to see you no matter how you are, Your Majesty. The queen told her, yes, I know, it is not because I am worried about that I am not seeing him. Killian possesses the aura of fire. The fatal flaw of that power is that it reacts to the owner's emotions. If he learns about how I returned from the future, sacrificing my sight and health for it, he won't be able to handle his anger toward himself. If that happens, the fire from Killian's aura will burn his heart to ashes. You can say I am a bad mother, but I have to do this because I don't want to lose him again. Can I see your hand for a moment? Reinette replied, yes, Your Majesty. The queen continued, although it belongs to a deceased, I can feel a divine power that exists solely to protect you, and only you. Maybe this is why, but you have a special power. The power that can strengthen and heal those with aura or magical abilities. With this power, I have faith you will be able to protect Killian. Reinette thought, I have the power that can protect the prince. The queen stated, so, if I may ask you for a favor, please protect my son, Killian. Next scene. Reinette thought, he is asleep, should I get him a blanket or something? The next moment, the prince grabbed her and asked, how did it go with my mother? Reinette thought, how did he know? The queen asked me to keep it a secret. The prince asked, was it an unpleasant conversation? Reinette replied, of course not. How did you know I saw Her Majesty? The prince told her, I heard that a carriage pulled out of my mother's castle last night, so I guessed. Reinette commented, Her Majesty misses you. I think you will be able to see her soon. The prince said, sounds like you did have a pleasant conversation after all. Reinette thought, when we first met, His Highness protected me. He is the one who helped me find my human form and the one who saved me from danger. It was always His Highness, so now, it is my turn to protect him. She said, don't you ever get sick or hurt, Killian? The prince asked, say that one more time. Reinette replied, Your Highness. The prince told her, not that, say what you just said earlier. Reinette asked, what did I say earlier? The prince emphasized, stop playing dumb. Reinette continued, I really don't know what you are talking about. The prince spoke, please. Reinette stated, Killian. Then they started kissing. After that, Reinette thought about the healing power. Her power that Her Majesty the Queen had informed her of. It only works on people who use aura or other magical powers. The first person she could think of was Killian. But then she also remembered that Vanessa may also be an aura user. The two are the original main characters of this world. At first, I was afraid they would fall in love and I would lose Killian. But I am not worried anymore. The precious truth that Killian loves me. Outside the room, nobles were chatting. I can't wait to meet Princess Reinette. This is the first time I will be meeting Her Highness. I have only had a glimpse of her from afar. Reinette thought, I am doomed. I am stuck. I can't get out of this. What do? I want to go see Vanessa. What use is it that I have made up my mind? I can't even step foot outside. A maid came and told her, why is the hallway so crowded today? I guess they are all here to see Your Highness. Reinette thought, that's it. After some time, Reinette thought, I finally found her. She is alone. Perfect timing. Vanessa asked, Your Highness. Reinette replied, how did you recognize me so quickly? Vanessa commented, what do you mean? Anyone could tell. Pardon me, Your Highness. I should have greeted you properly first. Reinette told her, we can skip the proper greetings. Can you keep this encounter a secret between us? I need to talk to you about something privately. After that, Vanessa asked, so you are saying I may be an aura user? Reinette spoke, most likely. I am pretty certain. Do you remember when you passed out in front of me? You said your pain disappeared when you came in contact with me. I have healing powers that only work on aura users. That is why you felt better. Vanessa stated, if that is true, then what shall become of me? Reinette replied, well, first, you can learn how to control your aura. Vanessa continued, an aura possessor, what if people find out? No one will want me as their wife. Please, I beg of you, please don't tell anyone that I am an aura user. If my father finds out, he will discard me, saying I have no market value. Reinette asked, what on earth are you talking about? Who would say such a thing to you? Vanessa explained, the only thing my family has going for us is our noble name. We have always been poor, so my father would say to me, add some value to the family. That is the reason why he sent me to the masquerade ball as soon as I came of age, even though it was beyond our means, because he needed to find someone who would buy me for the most money so that I could contribute to the family. Pitiful, isn't it? I am a daughter who can't even fulfill my father's wishes. Reinette asked, is that what you want? Though, I want to hear your opinion, not your father's. Is becoming an expensive bride really what you want? Look at me. Live the life you want to live. You can be so much more than a bride. Once you can control your aura, you could become a knight or a traveler wandering the world freely. It is completely your decision to make, but I personally hope that you can find what you truly want for yourself. Vanessa said, Your Highness, thank you. Next scene. Reinette thought, who knew Vanessa had such struggles? I told her she could come talk to me whenever she needs help, but would she go against her father to do that? I will think more on this later. For now, I need to see someone. Next scene. Madame Anarose thought, looks like the countess is not visiting yet again today. Does she even know how I am being treated down here? Reinette came and spoke, and Madame Anarose asked, Your Highness, how did you get in here? Reinette replied, my assistant helped me get in. Madame Anarose asked, let me guess. You are here to either threaten or coerce me, are you not? Reinette replied, if that were true, I would not have come in disguise. Madame Anarose asked, then why are you here? Reinette told her, I heard that you have been refusing to eat. I prepared this myself, so try to eat some if you can. Just so you know, the countess does not know I am here, so don't worry about her finding out. Madame Anarose said, you are telling me you are only here to hand me the meal. Reinette stated, that is up to you to decide. I don't know what the countess promised you, but even if you get out of here, you will have to work under the countess all over again. You will continue to commit crimes. If you go too far, you won't be able to return. I can't promise you anything, but I can tell you one thing for certain. Telling the truth will lighten your burden. I will get going now. After some time, Reinette thought, I shall get back to my room before I get caught in my disguise. On the other hand, the countess thought, I hate everything. A notarized document stated that she would not escape punishment if she threatened Reinette. It was exchanged between the emperor and the duke. Because of that document, the nobles who had been sucking up to her had all turned their backs on her. They had deemed her useless. That girl. I did not like her from the start. First, she appears out of nowhere and sweeps the prince off his feet. And now she is threatening my position using the duke's resources. Plus, I can't stand that Adolf is going along with all of this. She shouted, now is not the time to be drinking tea and relaxing. I told you to kill that bitch, but what have you been doing, you incompetent jerk? The minister stated, go nag Adolf, not me. You can't even handle a girl younger than you. Besides, you don't need to be so worried. That girl is going to die soon anyway. Back at Reinette's side, the prince came and asked, what the heck are you wearing? Reinette replied, I can explain, I have a good reason. The prince asked, okay, what is the good reason? Reinette continued, I am on my way back from seeing Madame Anarose. The prince asked, what? So you went to the dungeon? Do you really think that will make her confess? Reinette told him, I won't deny that I was hoping I could persuade her, but I did not say much. I just said she ought to be able to choose her own path in life. The prince thought, that's right, this is who Reinette is. She is kind and strong, unlike me. Then he said, you should have still told me in advance, I was worried. Reinette replied, if I had told you, you would not have let me go. The prince thought, she is not wrong. I only want you to see nice things, not anything like the dungeon. Then he told her, anyway, there is somewhere we need to go, the royal archives. After some time, Reinette asked, why did you bring me to the royal archives? The prince replied, remember when you asked me about something the other day, a few days ago? Reinette asked, there is something I find puzzling. The catalyst that restores and strengthens aura users. Why is it me? Of all people, the cats killed children, offered them to the devil, and they brought down the empire. That was the prophecy as we know it, which is why the citizens of the empire massacred the cats, but I, too, am just a cat cursed by the gods for a long time. So why were such powers granted to me? Plus, I don't quite understand how I am supposed to use my power." The prince kissed her. Reinette asked, "What are you doing?" "I am being serious." The prince replied, "I know, so let's look for the answer together. Remember, you are not alone." Reinette commented, "Thank you for saying that." Now, back in the present time, Reinette spoke, "I remember, but aren't you busy with the preparation for the academy reconstruction?" The prince replied, "I agreed to that in the contract with Valone, so I have got to keep the promise." He thought it would be a good idea to start training the wizards. It would help protect Reinette from any unforeseen dangers. He continued, "Anyway, don't worry, anything related to you never tires me." Reinette told him, "You are so cheesy, you know that." The prince emphasized, "What are you getting embarrassed for? Aren't you used to it now? I love you." Reinette said, "Wait." The prince asked, "What is the matter?" Reinette replied, "I smell something familiar." The prince commented, "I don't smell anything." Reinette thought, "I definitely recognize this scent. It is the same scent as the leaf Senua brought from the Playatana forest." She said, "The scent is the strongest around here. What is this statue doing here?" The prince asked, "Are you positive the smell is coming from the statue?" Reinette replied, "Yes, I am positive." The prince spoke, "There is nothing visibly strange about it, don't tell me." Reinette asked, "What, did you figure out something?" The prince told her, "Step back for a moment, just trust me, step back." Reinette replied, "I will, but why?" The next moment, the prince slashed the statue. Reinette asked, "Are you okay?" She thought, "He looks different. If I don't stop him from using the aura, he might get consumed by the power and lose control." Then she said, "Wake up, I thought I was losing you to the aura." The prince told her, "Don't worry, it is true that using the aura feels like releasing something in me, but I will never do anything to scare you, look over there." Reinette asked, "There is a gemstone. Why is something like this inside the statue? What is happening?" The prince commented, "Oh my god, you absorbed the gemstone." The prince continued to ask, "Are you okay? Are you feeling sick?" Reinette replied, "Thankfully, I feel fine. However, I can definitely feel a mysterious energy that is different from before." The prince told her, "It might be a good idea to consult Valone, just to be safe. Get some rest for the rest of the day." Reinette commented, "Thank you for looking out for me." The knights came and asked, "Excuse us, Your Highness. We heard a loud noise, Your Highness. What happened?" "There was an accident. Please understand that we have to report this to His Majesty." The prince spoke, "It was truly an honest mistake." Reinette thought, "The prince is more shameless than I thought." On the other hand, the countess asked, "Calling me to a shabby room like this? Are you out of your mind?" Madam replied, "There is something I need to tell you." The countess commented, "Let me guess, you want to ask when I will give you the Railver region." Madam asked, "Did you worry about me at all?" The countess said, "What?" Madam continued, "I asked if you worried about me, at least for a second." The countess stated, "Why would I worry about you? Aren't you getting compensated enough with the Railver region, asking me pointless questions? I knew this was going to be a waste of time. As a former colleague, I hope you repent for your sins and receive mercy." She thought, "Wasting my time, whatever. Lady Anarose is out of the equation now." Next scene. Valone spoke, "I do detect something different." The prince asked, "What is it? Is it harmful to the body?" Valone replied, "Not at all. It is just that I detect some sort of magical power. However, it is different from ordinary magic. I believe some investigation is needed." After that, the prince thought, "She looks lovely even when she is asleep. Good night, my dear." After some time, Reinette thought, "Someone help me. I need to get away before they catch me. Wait, why am I running away? What am I running away from? Whose voice is that? No, this feels awful. It is so creepy. That must be the exit. Who is that? They are getting closer. I need to get out of here quickly. I am almost there." The minister came and spoke, "Found you." The witch Fabian hid. The next moment, Reinette woke up and said, "It was just a dream." The minister stated, "Did you really think you could get away just because you woke up from the dream?" Reinette thought, "What the hell? No one is in here. But what I saw in my dream was still real. It was the minister. Why was he chasing me? He mumbled something as he looked at me. I can't remember for some reason. I will have to tell the prince about this in the morning." Next scene. The prince asked, "What is the matter, father?" The emperor stated, "Drop the act. How dare you use your aura in the palace? The inspection team that cleaned up the archives said there was definitely a trace of aura. How dare you use that disgusting ability inside the palace? Right. They also said that the princess accompanied you to the archives. How dare she turn a blind eye even after seeing you use the aura? You will both need to be punished. That's right. Why don't you tell me what kind of punishment you deserve? The prince stated, a punishment. The emperor asked, what do you think you are doing right now? The prince continued, you keep crossing the line, you know, it would be so easy to kill you. The emperor shouted, how dare you? The prince told him, I advise you to take note of this. The only reason you have been able to keep your place as emperor thus far is only because I did not want to scare my princess, so pray freely, Father, for Reinette, who sustained your life. On the other hand, Reinette thought, he is late today, he must have a lot of work to do. A maid came and told her, Lady Anarose says she will confess, but she said she will only confess in your presence. After that, Madame Anarose said, thank you for coming to see me, Your Highness. I would not have blamed you if you had refused an audience after my rudeness last time. The maid commented, so you better tell the truth, and only the truth. No other crown princess would go as far as to visit the interrogation room just because a criminal requested an audience. Reinette thought, so that is why she did not like it when I said I would come see the lady. Madame Anarose explained, I made up my mind to confess, but I feared that the truth might not get conveyed even if I were to confess during the interrogation. I thought it would get swept under the rug. Reinette thought, I understand, the lady does not know that the countess's power has weakened since she is being imprisoned, so she must have feared that the countess would find out about her confession first. She said, no matter what you confess right now, it won't be disguised or go unreported, so could you please tell me the truth now? Madame Anarose replied, yes, I will tell you everything. After that, the scribe came in and recorded every word of the lady's confession, how the countess hired a coachman to kill Lady Cavendish, how she ended up killing that coachman as well, and how she promised Lady Anarose the Railver region in exchange for her taking all the blame. Reinette asked, wait, she promised to grant you the Railver region, but the Railver region does not belong to the countess. Madame Anarose replied, she said it will soon become hers. I am hesitant to tell you this because it is not confirmed, but the countess sought out the Hamiltons, who own the Railver region. She said she met up with them and had dinner together, but the problem is that no one has seen them ever since. Reinette thought, there is no questioning it. The countess used dark magic poison on the Hamiltons and locked them up in the basement. With them out of the picture, she is able to seize their land. Reinette spoke, thank you for telling me the truth. Madame Anarose replied, thank you, Your Highness. Thank you for giving me the courage to tell the truth. After some time, Reinette thought, I have to tell the prince about Lady Anarose's confession as soon as possible. The prince came. Reinette said, perfect timing, I have got to tell you something. The prince asked, I have already heard from my assistant, you granted an audience to Lady Anarose, I told you not to go there alone. Reinette explained, I know, but there is nothing to worry about, thankfully, we got her to confess, and the countess was behind it all. The prince commented, well, I am glad you are safe, anyhow. Reinette continued, actually, there is something strange that did happen. Minister McLean visited me in my dream. Next scene. The countess shouted, what the hell do you think you are doing? The knights replied, Lady Anarose has confessed, she called you out as the one behind everything. The countess thought, how dare she betray me, I should have forged the evidence and killed her. The knights continued, now please comply and come with us to be investigated. The countess shouted, shut up, I am not going anywhere, I need to see His Majesty, he will prove my innocence. A knight told her, this matter is overseen by none other than His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince. Moreover, Lady Anarose had to undergo investigation despite the lack of evidence, so you must comply as well. Plus, His Majesty the Emperor has also agreed for you to be investigated, let's just take her now. He said to use force if they had to. The countess shouted, no, unhand me, I am not going anywhere. She thought, how dare they treat me like this, Prince, Reinette, you will pay for this. After some time, a knight spoke, there was a bit of resistance from the countess, but we were able to make the arrest. The prince replied, good. Investigate her thoroughly. Reinette asked, do you think the countess will confess her crimes? The prince replied, girl, it is only a matter of time. He thought, I am actually more concerned about the minister than I am about the countess. Duke Valone mentioned before that Reinette might be the one the minister is after. On top of that, to be absent at such a time and appear in Reinette's dream. Why is he looking for Reinette? The prince spoke. Anyhow, let's try not to lose any sleep over this. Valone put up some protective runes in place, so it won't be easy for the minister to get to you. Reinette replied, I think I have been pretending to be strong, but when I saw the minister in my dream, my instinct was to run away from him. Isn't it silly? He has never actually caused me any harm. The prince stated, you are one of the most courageous people I know. For instance, think about how you went and saw Lady Anarose. I wanted to prevent you from seeing her out of fear that you would get hurt, but you still went without a second thought, so give yourself some credit. Reinette replied, thank you for saying that. The prince continued, how about a kiss as a token of gratitude? Reinette replied, you pervert. You had an ulterior motive. The prince asked, do you not like it? Then they started kissing. Next scene. The investigator asked, are you going to keep being this uncooperative? Don't you know you are only adding more charges to your case? The countess replied, I did not do anything. Do you even have any evidence that I was behind it? I am telling you, that crazy woman Anarose is just spitting nonsense. A knight came and spoke, excuse me, we are going to have to pause the investigation for a moment. The investigator asked, what for? The emperor came and stated, investigator, give us the room, I need to speak to the countess. After the investigator got out of the room, the emperor said, dear, you don't look so well. The countess told him, your majesty, you have to get me out of here. This is all because His Highness, the Crown Prince, misunderstood me. The emperor thought, I would love to take her out of here right now, but if I did, I might end up upsetting Killian. Then he replied, unfortunately, there is nothing I can do. The countess asked, your majesty, are you abandoning me? The emperor replied, I will do my best to take care of you, so just hold on a little longer, take care. Reinette thought, Adolphe, how dare you make a fool out of me too? Fine. If the emperor can't protect me, I will have to rise to a higher position myself. Then, at night, Reinette was sleeping when the minister came and thought, wasting my time with these runes. Runes like that don't work on anyone. Reinette thought, what is that stench? What is happening? I feel trapped. It is getting harder and harder to breathe. Then she woke up and thought, I can't breathe. What kind of grip strength is this? Also, how are his hands so cold? It is as if he is not a living person. Minister McLean asked, did you notice already? That's right. This is not my real body. It is just a corpse I picked up to use. Suddenly, a huge blast occurred. McLean thought, what was that? The prince came and told him, get away from Reinette, now. McLean asked, how did the crown prince get in here? The next moment, the prince struck at him. Reinette thought, now is my chance, and she got to the prince. McLean spoke, you make quite the lovely couple, your highness. It is too bad that girl actually belongs to me. She is the one Fabian hid from me. I have waited for so long to find her. The prince stated, shut your mouth, I will kill you right here, right now. Reinette told him, be careful, he is not actually alive. It has been a completely different entity the whole time, something possessing McLean's body. McLean commented, oh dear, you know it is rude to reveal someone else's secret like that. He thought, footsteps. Their help must be on the way. This body is not going to hold up for much longer. He said, unfortunately for me, I will have to retreat for now. Valone came and asked, your highness, are you all right? The prince replied, track McLean's trail, and Reinette, are you hurt? Reinette thought, wake up, what is happening? On the other hand, the emperor thought, Catherine, I told her to wait patiently, and yet, I will try to calm her down anyhow. Then he asked, why are you facing away when I have come to see you? I have missed you too. The countess replied, indeed, I have missed your image too dearly. Now, back at Reinette's room, Valone asked, how is her highness the princess doing? The prince replied, she is resting in the next room, there is no need to worry. Have you found out anything regarding McLean? Valone explained, yes, your majesty, it has been confirmed that McLean had a record of going missing briefly in the past. There are claims that he was noticeably different when he reappeared. It was as if he was someone entirely new. The prince commented, then it is true, someone else has been using his body, as Reinette said. Valone continued, on top of that, 6 wizards from the Magic Ministry Department have disappeared today. We found out those missing wizards are the ones McLean had been managing separately. It seems that they were emergency backup bodies that McLean picked out to use later. Dark magic that harms people is also a fatal blow to the user himself. In McLean's case especially, he has been using dark magic to sustain an already dead body, which means it must have deteriorated to an unsalvageable state, so he must be desperately searching for another body that can handle his magic. Suddenly, a knight came and shouted, "Your Majesty, His Majesty has been murdered." Next scene. The Countess spoke, "My favorite dress is soiled." McLean came and told her, "Never mind that, let's get out of here." The Countess commented, "I figured you had abandoned me for good, but I guess you still need me after all." Next scene. The Emperor is dead. His death caused a great upheaval, as it was revealed that he was killed by his own beloved concubine, and the autopsy showed that he was severely addicted to dark magic potions. The Countess, who murdered the Emperor, disappeared from the scene. The circumstances showed that she came in contact with McLean and fled with him shortly after. The prince thought, "You were truly the worst father to exist. In the end, you have been betrayed and killed. How pitiful." It serves you right. After the Emperor's funeral, all authority was entrusted to the prince. He had to spend quite busy days sorting out the matters the Emperor had started. Reinette asked, "How are you holding up?" The Emperor replied, "I would be lying if I said I am not shaken at least a little bit, but I am fine for the most part. I imagine my mother must feel relieved as well." Reinette told him, "Let me know if and when you feel like you need help. I want to help you too, just like you always help me." The Emperor told her, "The truth is, I can't stop thinking about that night, when McLean was trying to hurt you, so promise me you will always keep safe. I will give my life to protect you." Reinette thought, "Killian is afraid of me getting hurt." Then she said, "Stop worrying so much, I will stay close to you at all times. How could McLean possibly be able to harm me while I am with the perfect man?" After that, a maid told her, "We are pouring all our forces into tracking down McLean and the Countess, so we should be able to catch them soon." 2 of the 6 wizards were found dead. Each body was found in 2 different regions, but there is no need to worry. Everyone is doing their best to capture them. Then, on the day of the Academy opening ceremony, Duke Valone spoke, "Thank you for your unwavering support, Your Highness." The Emperor replied, "Sure, I was just keeping the promise I made before." Vanessa came and spoke, "Apologies, Your Highness." The Emperor asked, "Miss, what are you doing here?" Vanessa replied, "I have something I must say to Your Highness." At the same time, Reinette thought, "Has the speech ended already? Where did the Emperor go? That is Miss Vanessa. What in the world could they be talking about?" Vanessa spoke, "I should be on my way now, Your Majesty." The Emperor replied, "Sure, I will be rooting for you." Reinette came and asked, "What were you talking to Miss Vanessa about just now?" The Emperor replied, "Why do you ask? Are you jealous?" The next moment, Reinette grabbed him and then started kissing him. She said, "Why would I be jealous when you were already mine? So are you going to tell me or not?" The Emperor explained, "Vanessa decided to enroll at the Academy. In fact, there have often been aura bearers like Vanessa over the years, which is why I plan to not only teach the wizards at the Academy, but also train aura bearers and help them become experts in their field." Reinette commented, "I wish she told me the news too so I could congratulate her." The Emperor told her, "Actually, she asked me to keep it a secret from you. She wanted to surprise you with tangible growth and progress. She said the reason why she decided to enroll at the Academy is all thanks to you." Next scene. The Duke told him, "It is hard to say what his final destination is yet, but more of his disciples have been discovered recently in the southwest direction. He is getting farther and farther from the capital. What could be his motive?" Reinette thought, "If we continue down this path, could his destination be the Railver region? That is where the Hamiltons were found locked up." She said, "Let's go to Railver." The Emperor replied, "Right, I can definitely see McLean and the Countess having business there." On the other hand, McLean thought, "This body is so troublesome. Well, at least I will get a new body soon. Why is it empty? The Hamiltons, who were supposed to be lying dead here, are gone, so they were taken by the Crown Prince." At the same time, Reinette thought, "This spot will do. I will cooperate for now, until you have served your purpose. All I have to do is pour the dark magic potion into the river that runs through Railver. We have dispersed the potion around Railver persistently over a long period of time, so that the region will get contaminated at a much faster rate than any other region." McLean also thought, once the sun sets, Railver will be completely swallowed by the power of dark magic, and with that power, I will recover fully, I will be immortal. McLean spoke, I feel it too, it must be the knights and wizards the prince dispatched, since they dared to step into our land, they deserve to face our wrath. Show them how great our power is. After some time, the Duke spoke, Your Majesty, we have a correspondence from Railver. The troops we have sent to Railver are completely wiped out. After that, the Emperor asked, Do you think you can open the gate? The Duke replied, The least I can do is try. The gate is opening. No, it is not, but I will keep trying until it works. Reinette thought, Is there any way I could help? Then she heard a voice which said, You can do it, child. If you wish hard enough, it will come true. Reinette thought, This feeling, it is the energy of the gem we discovered in the royal archives. She said, I think I can do this. Then she thought, Please lend us your power. The Duke thought, How in the world? Reinette told them, We don't have much time, let's go through before it closes again. And they crossed the gate. Reinette spoke, How could someone do something so horrible? There are monsters. The Emperor asked, Did he really go as far as to create monsters? The Duke stated, Stick together and attack, shoot the lights. The Emperor told her, Hold tight so you don't fall off. Reinette thought, What is that sharp, menacing energy? She said, Over there, it is McLean. McLean stated, Princess, you know your powers belong to me. Reinette replied, I don't belong to you. McLean continued, Have you forgotten the 9th child? You were my disciple. You killed children with me, remember? Reinette thought, What? My head feels like it is splitting in half. What are these memories? Fabian asked. How can the reason why the kids are dying be because of the cats? The other priests said, We have clear evidence. Traces of cats were found everywhere children were killed. Fabian told them, The traces you speak of could easily be manipulated and set up by someone. Everyone, give me the room for a moment. He thought, It is true that traces of cats were found near the children's bodies, so it is natural for the citizens to fear the cats, but if I interpret the prophecy the way they are asking, all the cats will end up being slaughtered, but the prophecy also says that the cats will repent and ultimately save the empire. Reinette came and asked, Father, please help me, I am sorry for everything, please help my friend. Then she explained, I was just an ordinary orphan wandering the streets. The cats seemed to be especially fond of me since I was little. One day, I was approached by a man named Lucanson de Ville. He said he would take me as his disciple and asked me to do him a favor. He taught me everything, what to wear, what to eat, how to read and write. So I looked up to him as his disciple. Lucanson poisoned the cats with the dark magic potion. Then he ordered the cats to steal the souls of the children. Fabian stated, You lent your power to Lucanson, and as a result, many children lost their lives. It is a sin far too heavy for you to bear alone, but God's plan will be with you to save you. This tree you see before you is called Poliatana. It is a gift from God. When your 9th trial and repentance come to an end, you will finally be free to rest and enjoy peace. Looks like he has caught up to us already. There is no time. Hurry and get away from this place. After that, Fabian was attacked and killed by an unknown assailant. McLean stated, Do you really think you could get away from me? You are my disciple, which means I have you in the palm of my hand, so you better tell me, what did Fabian tell you about the prophecy? Reinette replied, I am never going to tell you what the prophecy said. McLean stated, How ungrateful, now you will have to forever be on the run, because everyone will be out to kill you from now on. What is happening? I have cast too many dark spells. It has taken a toll on this body. Reinette thought, After I ran from Lucanson, I stayed hidden at night in cat form, and during the day I lived among people like everyone else in human form. Once I turned of age, I conceived a child as the curse foretold. I believe that priest Fabian said the night child will one day set everything straight. So I ask you, 9th child, please complete the generation resistance and restore peace. The Emperor asked, Are you okay? You were not responding for a while. Reinette thought, That means it was not a dream. I really did see my ancestors' memories. McLean spoke, I had to wander for so long to find you. I did not expect my body to shatter after casting the curse on you. Your family got my name right, Your Highness. She is just like me, a monster that has lived for centuries. Reinette told him, No, that is not true. The Emperor replied, I know, I have met your mother. Reinette spoke, Set the record straight. You are the one who killed all the children using cats. McLean replied, Well, no matter, you are the only thing I am after. With you and the prophecy in my possession, I can escape the curse of my body." Then they started fighting. Reinette thought, what the hell? His wounds are rapidly healing. He sacrificed children to dark magic to become immortal, but there are side effects. Reinette stated, to eliminate him completely, we have to stop the regeneration of his body. Burn the whole body he is using as a host with the fire aura. The Emperor attacked him. McLean said, you thought you could end me with that. The next moment, he thought, when did he get behind me? The Emperor struck him from behind. McLean's body burned into ashes. The Emperor stated, feel the weight of your sins to the core of your being. Reinette told them, look over there, it is McLean's soul. The Emperor said, don't let it get away, catch it. No, it's getting away, unbelievable. Reinette asked, what do we do now? The Emperor replied, he will come back, there is no doubt about it, even if that means he will be parasitizing yet another body. After that, they dispatched search parties to capture it, but it had disappeared without a trace. During the search, they discovered that the Railver region had long been contaminated with dark magic. Wizards, including the Duke, agreed to conduct periodic purification rituals. Reinette asked, by the way, where are we heading right now? The Emperor replied, just a place we need to stop by. Reinette thought, wait, that place is where Empress Elise is staying. After that, the Empress spoke, welcome. I had a feeling I might see you today, turns out I was right. The Emperor asked, what happened to your eyes, mother? The Empress commented, thank you, Reinette, for keeping the promise. I asked Reinette not to tell you about what happened to me. After some time, Reinette thought, I am sure the two of them have a lot to talk about, so McLean wants to know the contents of the prophecy so that he can keep me under his control. I wonder what he will do if he finds out I have been set free after the 9th repentance. The Emperor and Empress came. She said, thank you for protecting Killian. I also told him something about you and all the things about me. Thank you again. I am sure you two also have a lot to talk about. I wish you a safe journey back home. Next scene. The Emperor told her, after some days, my mother will meet us back at the palace. I called for Irena too, so she should be arriving around tomorrow. Reinette thought, he is not asking me anything even after finding out that I am from another world. She said, I am sorry. I did not know how to tell you that I am from another world. I am sorry if you feel deceived. The Emperor replied, I don't care that you are from a different world. It's just that I am scared. What if you disappeared one day, like how you just appeared out of nowhere? So promise me you will never disappear without notice. Reinette thought, that is right. I used to be afraid of that too. Then she said, let's get married. The Emperor replied, but if we throw such a big event, then McLean will come after you. Reinette told him, exactly, if he shows up, then we can finally tie things up, that will relieve our anxiety. We will show everyone at the wedding that I will stay in this world as your wife. A few days later, on the wedding day, the Emperor spoke, you are so beautiful, I almost don't want anyone to see you. This is a gift, come here. Let me help you put it on. Reinette replied, this necklace is so pretty, I wish I could show it off to everyone. The Emperor continued, I trust you, I will protect you no matter what. Reinette spoke, I love you, she thought, I am not going to give in. I will overcome this hardship and stay by your side forever. On the other hand, Reinette spoke, you were so full of confidence, but look at you now, how does it feel? Should I just burn the ring while you were in it for messing everything up? You tried to use me, so this time I will use you, thanks for the power. I can feel it, the great power of dark magic. Shall I head over to the wedding now? Next scene. The wedding has started, then they make vows to each other. The nobles are congratulating them, and everyone is gathered. Reinette said, excuse me, I am going to talk to Killian for a little while. Then she spoke the Emperor's name several times. She thought, can he not hear me? Where is he walking off to? The next moment, the Countess spoke, we finally meet again, long time no see. Reinette shouted, Killian, we have found McLean. The Countess asked, have you forgotten, my child, hallucination is my specialty. Outside the building, the Emperor asked, have you seen Reinette? Herod replied, I thought she went after you just a moment ago. The Emperor stated, lock down the palace immediately and search for Reinette. Inside the palace building, the Countess told her, hand over your power, once I use my power, you are done for. Reinette thought, McLean has possessed the Countess's body, the Emperor has probably noticed that I am missing by now, so I will put my trust in him and keep the Countess bound until he shows up. The countess asked, "Are you hoping that the emperor will come rescue you? No one else can even perceive this place. You are going to die alone here. Now, if you wish to live, hand over your powers." Reinette replied, "Did you really think that if you had McLean's power, then you could win? You will never be able to reach the throne." The countess stated, "You are really asking me to kill you. If you won't give up the power, I will grant your wish and end your life. What is happening?" The emperor shouted, "Get away from Reinette, are you okay?" Reinette asked, "How did you all find me here?" The emperor told her, "That necklace. There's a tracking spell on it. I was hoping I would not have to use it." Reinette commented, "Be careful, McLean's soul has entered her body." The countess shouted, "Get us if you can," and then they started fighting. The countess stated, "Is this all you have got? I am no longer afraid of anything." The emperor defended himself. The countess spoke, "You are always in my way, but stop right there, that's right. Everyone better stay where they are, unless you want to see the princess die from falling on the day of the wedding. I will throw her out of the window. The side effects are showing already. Heal me with your power, or give it up." Reinette replied, "I will never heal you or give you my powers." The countess shouted, "Give me your powers, or I will kill you." The emperor attacked the countess from behind. The next moment, Reinette was falling down from the building. She thought, "No, I promised Killian to be with him forever." A bird came and saved her. Senua shouted, "Are you okay?" Reinette replied, "Thank you for saving me." The duke spoke, "What a relief." Senua called for Michio just in time. The countess stated, "No, it took me everything to make it here. Killian, I will never forgive you, even after I die." The duke thought, "What happened to His Highness? The state of His Highness is unusual. Has the dark magic affected him?" Reinette came and asked, "What happened?" Then she said, "Please step aside for a moment. I will try my very best to save him." Then she started using her magic. The duke thought, "What is that energy?" After that, the first Reinette spoke, "Welcome, we have met again. Thank you. Ninth, I know you are not from this world, but you have done perfectly. You may return to your world if you wish to." Reinette replied, "I want to stay here with Killian." The first Reinette commented, "I knew you would say that. Well then, bye for now, ninth child. I wish you many blessings in your future." Reinette woke up and thought, "Where am I? What happened to Killian?" The emperor came and hugged her. He said, "You worked for far too long. As soon as I woke up thanks to your healing power, you passed out. You just woke up after being asleep for 3 months. Thank you for coming back to me." After some days, the cats, who were thought to have disappeared for over half a century, returned one by one after McLean died. After correcting the falsely interpreted prophecy, people no longer antagonized the cats. The Duke and Herod worked hard as educators. Vanessa also completed half of her studies, and she is doing her very best. Irene began to age after McLean died. It is more like she is returning to her true appearance. Reinette thought, "I am still so new to this role of empress, I get tired very easily." The emperor came and said, "I am on my way to go wash off. Do you want to come with me?" "Why are you not replying? We are married now. Let's go together." After that, the emperor touched her. Reinette asked, "What are you doing? That tickles." The emperor asked, "Do you want to go on a honeymoon trip? There is a beautiful beach on the south side. I would love to watch the sunrise with you there." Reinette replied, "That sounds good." Then things started getting heated. Next scene, at the honeymoon trip, the emperor told her, "I am so happy right now, knowing that I will be spending the rest of my life with you." Reinette replied, "I am happy too. I will make you even happier moving forward. I love you." End of the story. Like this video, hit the like button, and subscribe for more videos.